Allow the two it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Maiyegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, bó bá ṣe.
Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today. Share this broadcast, like it, and subscribe if you are if you haven't already. And you are welcome to the Temple of Truth again. And this is Maiyegun, your Maiyegun Live.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun, Maiyegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you very much. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today. There is something that somehow I am a little bit baffled. Of course, if there is one damages if there among all damages, so if there is this particular damage that APC, Egbekegbe, have managed to do to the people of Nigeria, is to destroy their empathy. You know that that gene, is it gene or that nerve, something in you that makes you human, that makes you feel shaken when you see horrible things happening, not because they are happening to you, but they are happening to people around you, and which is a signal to say that you could be next. But APC, Egbekegbe, when they came in, probably because they knew what they were coming to do, okay? How to normalize terrorism, how to, control how Nigerians discuss terrorism and terrorists. At first, they wanted to control the speech so as to know what violates expressing yourselves, even if you are a victim of terrorism in Nigeria. There are so many terrorism going on in Nigeria, by the way. Yes, we have the jihadist, the obvious one. Then you also have the economic jihadist. All this war, which are called jihad, are against every one of you in Nigeria. Even if you are a member of their APC, you are not spared. That's the point. But one thing they have succeeded is this. I'll give you example and instances. They wanted us not to call Fulani terrorists. They don't want us to call them terrorists. The act of killing people, wiping out an entire village, sending millions to the IDP camps, refugee camps, kidnapping people against their wills, raping women and children, and collecting ransoms, payment on their victims. All of these are 100% ingredient of terrorism. But in Nigeria, no, don't say that. If you say that, that means you are against Fulani. You just don't like Fulanis. You just hate Fulanis. They are not terrorists. They are just bandits. They are just criminals. Just like every tribe in Nigeria, they have their own criminals. Just like every tribe in Nigeria, they have their own different people who are bringing bad names to them. Hello. That was when they started trying to control the narrative, to try to guilt trip you. You know, when they want to guilt trip you into something, at first, they will make you question your own judgment. They will make you question what is real. And then they will want to distort that with, imaginary thoughts that they want you to replace the real thing with. How do you do that? When people continue to say, oh, we were attacked by Fulani, they killed 16 people, oh, look at what they did, oh, they kidnapped 50 people, and all of that, they will pick it out and say, why do you have to say Fulanis? Why don't you just say kidnappers? But we all know something. Before the advent of this APC, Egbekegbe, the Fulani terrorists, who are now kings in Nigeria, they are so much bigger. Their government in northern Nigeria are making multi-billion naira deals with them. There is Nigeria military. There is Nigeria police. There is a Nigeria intelligence community. There is all of these guys whose job is to protect you. But guess what? Governments in northern Nigeria are bypassing these people to make deals with what supposedly wanted terrorists because they are Fulanis. These guys are now celebrities that are now granting interviews to foreign medias, BBC, Al Jazeera, name them, where they are now more or less like expressing the reasons why they are committing all these crimes. All of these were not here. Seriously. Back then, when they call them Fulani Daron, the herdsmen, right? The clashes that they've ever had with people in the past, the indigenous people have been able to resist them, rebuff them, and wipe them off their lands without any kind of interference from the government of Nigeria, ever, until APC Egbekegbe came in. Now, when they came in, it became a crime for you as a Nigerian, to publicly say the attack that happened in your community was carried out by armed Fulani terrorists, you will be committing an unforgivable crime. So you have to watch your mouth. When that didn't work, they decided to drag the entire media in Nigeria into it by warning them. You need to be very careful of how you report all these attacks. You need to. While they are trying to muzzle the media, on social media, they have all the hirelings trying to gaslight people that ever raises any kind of alarm of the notorious terrorist activities of this Fulani terrorist. Over time, Nigerians began to realize that the government they have in Nigeria is the government of the Fulani, by the Fulani, for the Fulani criminal elite, using their armed terrorist wing to what? To hold Nigeria to ransom. That's what is happening. And I will explain that to you. For 7 years, there was no single effort in ending any act of terrorism in Nigeria. No single effort. Just bookmark that. Because when the Fulani terrorism started in Nigeria fully, when they were armed, and they were bold enough to be on their bikes with their AK-47, and they could enter anywhere, seriously, and they could operate for hours without any kind of interference from the authority. While they were doing that, spreading fear around Nigeria, the fear of violence, threat of death, displacement, hunger, that has also possibly contributed to the economic ruin, which has the government of Boko Haram was busy. They were making laws to legalize all those activities. In fact, normalize it. If you see anything, they will gaslight you. Oh, it's because you don't like APC. Oh, it's because Fulani, Boko Haram is Fulani. That's why you hate Fulani. So in the process, the people's empathy, sympathy were completely ruined and destroyed. So if you wake up tomorrow and say 18 people killed in Sokoto, people will just be like 18 people again. Anyway, what is the other news? They will just throw past it. 48 people killed, 90 people kidnapped. Again. Anyway, that's their business. That is one legacy of APC, Egbekegbe, that the empathy, the sympathy, the feeling, the humanity of majority of Nigerians just jumped out of the window, because everybody now started wearing this survivor face mask. You know, survivor is the survivor of the fittest. I am covered with the blood of Jesus. The God that I serve will never ever make me fall into any of this. Forgetting the fact that the danger we are in is no longer limited. I mean, I remember back then, I remember very well back then when an average Southerner would tell you, Baba, forget it, no fit happen. All this nonsense they are trying in northern Nigeria. If they try, I swear, Baba, forget, but man, if they try in southern Nigeria, Baba, Nigeria will just break. Forget it. I said, hey, are you sure? Baba, you know if you enter here. What majority of you didn't know back then in southern Nigeria was that while many of you are are thumping your chest with empty confidence, empty pride. Yeah? The people of the middle belt of Nigeria, they were just like your shield for years. You see all these things we are now seeing in Enugu, seeing in Imo, seeing Fulani terrorists did this or that in Oyo, in Ogun State, everywhere, Ondo. All these attacks that you are witnessing today in southern Nigeria, deeper southern Nigeria today, it took the people of the middle belt 5 years to hold back. They were burying their own people. They were burying their loved ones. Those who were like, trying as much as possible, right, to push back this Fulani invasion. It wasn't easy, to the point that the presidency of Nigeria was gaslighting the people of the Middle Belt. That it's because they hate Buhari. If you see anything, it's because you don't like Buhari. If they kill your family member and you come out to scream and all of that, they will say, well, what's the problem? Are you the first person? God will punish Buhari. They say, is it Buhari that said they should kill your family? Why don't you just use your sense? Why don't you just say, let us, I'm sorry about your family, but is it Buhari? People were gaslighted on social media. People who are victims of the terrorism, they were gaslighted on social media. So until they broke through, when they broke through the Middle Belt, then we started hearing about Oyo, Ibarapa. We started hearing about Ondo and the communities. We started feeling them more in Ekiti and other places. Our highways in Yoruba land became death traps. A lot of us have experienced the venom of terrorism, where our family members, relatives have been kidnapped. Give me a second. Let me fix this. Blinking once again. It does that mostly when my what do you call it? Anyway, just give me a sec.
Saboda haka wannan karam tarihi ne zai maimaita kansa wajen cin zaɓe idan Allah ya yarda. Kuma yanzu dimokuraɗiyya ake yi babu maganar soke zaɓe.
Dr. Abdulmutallib Muhammad Awwal shine coordinator na kungiyar malaman addinin musulunci shiya arewa maso yamma, ya bayyana makasudin shirye taron.
Wanda manufar mu shine mu musulmai ne kuma mu masu wa'azi ne, shi zaka tara malamai na kungiyoyi daban-daban da kuma malaman tsangaya da malaman zaure da malaman da suke hawa munbari domin wayar da kan mutane dangane ga wannan aiki da muka sa gaba na tabbatar da zaben musulmi da musulmi, abinda ake ce muslim ticket. Kungiyoyin da muka gayyata na addini sun kai kusan kungiya 75. Musamman kungiyar Izala ta Kaduna da Izala ta Jos da kuma Salafiya da Kadiriya da kuma Tijjaniya da JTI da Imwan da Form 1 da Sautin Da'awa, abin Muslimin Da'awa, Women in Da'awa da kungiyoyi da yawa na mata da na maza gaba ɗaya kowane, da kuma kungiyoyin yan uwanmu Yarabawa da suke da zaune a nan, da kungiyoyin musulmai yan uwanmu Ibo da kungiyar limamai ma ta jihar Kano, duka kowace kungiya mun taba ta saboda zama akwai kyakkyawan wakilci don a isar da wannan sako din. Babban abin da muka nuna malamai cewa shine ba wai magana bane mu zo mu maku titi ko kuma mu maku wani alƙawarin cewa za a ba ku mukamai ko ba shi bane. Abin da ake magana shine waye zai tabbatar da girman musulunci kuma ya ɗaukaka darajar addinin mu, ya mutunta addinin mu, wannan dan takarar da aka zama tare da shi. Yayin da ya wulakanta addinin mu, za mu ce mutane ba ma tare da shi. Amma babban abin da muke nuna mutane cewa shine musulmi a ko ina yake ya fi kafiri, kuma in ka haɗa musulmai guda biyu za su baka nasarar da musulmi ɗaya ba zai baka ba. Shi yasa muke ta wayar da kan mutane dangane ga fahimtar wannan manufar tamu cewa lalle musulmai da muslim ticket wani abu ne babba da yake jihadi a wajen malamai.
Shugaban kungiyar Izala reshen jihar Kano Sheikh Abdullah Saleh Pakistan cewa yayi.
To an tattauna dai na farko akan tarihin yanda shi wannan dan
Najiya Dio. I hope you remember that. So the empathy was gone. And if it hasn't happened to you, then possibly it's not happening. Suddenly, talking about the insecurity and all that, suddenly became politicizing the insecurity. These are the people who told you that they will end the insecurity in Nigeria, terrorism to be precise, in 3 months. And they have the audacity to still go about campaigning. Well, it's Nigeria. So they don't want you to say something about it. Then Ondo State happened. Ondo? What happened? Why would they come to a church and kill people? Because Nigeria is insecure, unsafe, but majority have come to accept it as their reality based on the life, the change that APC, Egbekegbe, gave to them. All these things you are seeing around, That you see people trying to normalize, to defend and all of that. That's exactly the playbook, the what do you call it? The playbook of APC, Egbekegbe, the road to Nigeristan. It's not hard to tell. Abi, do you have any other tribe or any other ethnic nationality in Nigeria going about kidnapping people, collecting ransom, kidnapping people, women and children, selling them off as slaves? Have you seen any tribe in Nigeria or any ethnic nationality in Nigeria going from their own place to another place and kill people and take over their land, rename the village? Have you seen any? The only people who have been doing that are the Fulani terrorists. But if you say that, you'll be gaslighted. That's why majority have come to normalize it. They came to Ondo State and they killed over 70 people, including children, inside the church on a Sunday service. And what did we get? Nothing. At first, they started a rumor. APC, that Akeredolu. I wish there is something that like Kama, Kama, original Kama, that would just come and just do, I don't know. Akeredolu, under him, when this attack happened to APC, at first they started the rumor that they've caught them. Oh, they have caught 2 of them. Where are they? No, they are wrong people. They are not the same people. A week later, police, we have arrested those who carried out our attack. Where are they? Where did you get them? They were arrested inside one hotel where they lodged. Fulani terrorists or any terrorist at all that came to Ondo State to keep people inside church. They lodged in an hotel in Ondo State, in that same war for 2 weeks to come and get arrested. Tell us another story. That story died 24 hours after. They said, no, they didn't say that. Oh. They just arrested some suspicious people. They are not those who carried out the attack. At the end of the day, on this same social media, they are vuvuzelas. They are born through way, suffer ass leakers. They came here and said, if I tell you the full story of what happened in our, tell us the full story. Maiyegun, it has nothing to do with terrorists or anything at all. Okay, tell us the full story. Tell us, Iwere. Baba is a drug case. Drug case between who and who, from where to where. I don't want to tell you the full story because people will be looking for me. Olori Buashiri. There are many like that. Because you don't have a system that could actually unravel things, horrible things like this happening. Then you have APC, Egbekegbe. You have miseducated Olori Brukus who actually don't have a clue how much their own presence has been destroyed and their own future that has been completely wiped off. They have no idea until later in life. They will make up things. They will say things to distract you until it happens elsewhere. When it happens elsewhere, you will forget about the last time. This is just about 2 months before the 1-year anniversary of what happened on Kaduna Abuja or Abuja Kaduna Abuja Kaduna train. Remember, March 28, 2022. That was the day they killed about 10 or 12 people on Abuja Kaduna rail, and they kidnapped over 160 people, including children. A lot of them spent months there. You remember? It has happened in Edo, but to my surprise, it is not trending. Honestly speaking, go grab your extra phone right now and search for Edo kidnapping. Just search for that right now. You will see things about federal government regrets what happened with this and that. That's it. No other information about them. But do you know what happened yesterday? In Egobe local government area, they called the place I'm going to go and look for the name. Sorry, Tom Ikimi train station in Edo. In Egumbe in Edo. People were waiting. They were waiting for train. Yesterday, maybe some of them who actually went for their rallies and campaigns as usual. And guess what they said? Fulani terrorists. They said Fulani Herdsmen. Forget about that. They are carrying AK-47, armed to the teeth. They are not carrying any cows. They attacked the train station. Ugwebe also. Sorry, I'm so terrible with names. I just pronounce names the way they are written. Anyway, thank you. There was an attack in Edo State yesterday. Unspecified number of people were kidnapped. They were shooting. People shot, victim and all that, no details. Remember I told you that they've done so well to manage to control the news around this. So that even if you read it, you are not going to be enraged. You know what I mean? It's not really going to enrage you. Because just, hey, in Jesus Christ, let us see them. Oh. I just pray that God will let us see them. But the Edo that I know, the Edo people, the Benin people where I know, this is surprising for me, honestly. I mean, it should have been like trending everywhere. The faces of those that they are suspected to have been taken now should be public. I'm talking about at least they should have an idea of how many people that have been taken away. But guess what? Empathy, no day. Sympathy, no today. Share you get. If you talk on too much, they will tell you that it's because you ate and why is it that every bad news you are saying? Everything bad, everything bad. Why don't you talk about the good thing? The madman that or the mad woman that is asking you to talk about good thing, want you to forget about who are the victims today. Because it hasn't happened to her. That it hasn't happened to her, right? Possibly, maybe it's not even happening. Maybe it's actually a lie. There are those, that when they say, 14 people kidnapped, to them, they will be telling themselves, they will say, maybe it's not true. Maybe it's a lie. Even when it becomes the truth, right? For the fact that they have been telling themselves that maybe it's not true, maybe it's a lie, we would have cut off the total, I mean, no matter what, no matter how little empathy they should have, and say, what if that was me? Okay, what if that was my own sister, my brother? What if that was my daughter or son? I mean, what if I check out now and I found out that I didn't even know this is happening until I watch it on Maiyegun's Diary Politico? Then I figured out that this thing affect me, Sha, and I've been reading the news for the past 3 days. That is what APC, Egbekegbe, have done to you. You read news. Say, guys, this happened on Sokoto. You say, Sokoto, thank God I don't get family for Sokoto. Now, Sokoto problem be that. 12 people, 88 people kidnapped. Kaduna, Abuja, Express, railway. I don't get any family for Abuja. Now, when they start releasing the names and the faces, when the terrorists started displaying them, AK. Say AK. Hello, AK, that's AK. Hello, Yemi. How is your husband? Where is your husband? Esa, he's one of those passengers on the Kaduna Abuja railway. Temi Bami. I've been ignoring the news for the past 3 days. I didn't know my family. That's exactly what Nigeria has done to you. If it's not happening to you, maybe it's not happening. Maybe it's just an effort to destroy the name of somebody you don't like in politics. And that's how sad it has become. Very sad. I was reading the news and I couldn't really take my mind off it. Like, imagine you, as Nigerians are being treated, you are being treated like just statistics. A lot of you even treat yourselves like statistics, just number. You say, Baba, if you know how many people that lost their jobs this year, how many? Baba, it's like about 12 million people. Oh, Baba, not be today people they lose job, Jare. Sorry, waiting Arsenal and Chelsea they play. Say why? So I won't check my Naira bets. Because that empathy is no longer there. And that is, people from that state of mind are the same set of people who are now trying to demand patriotism from you. I mean, how contradictory. A system that will defend and protect terrorists rather than protect you, the citizens. And you ended up being made to get used to life like this. I don't want to make up number, but isn't it so ridiculous that the media in Nigeria, the Edo state government, and possibly the Nigeria police and the rest of them are unable to establish the number of people taken from that train station, at least by now? There is no family, what have you, people are just going to receive the news probably from the terrorists. You know what they are waiting for right now? Fulani terrorists armed with AK-47. They invaded a train station and they kidnapped everyone in that train station, all the passengers, everybody around. Now their family members are now, they have no idea where they have been taken to. They have no idea what their demands are. They have no clue why this happened. But as it is, majority are currently waiting for the terrorists to make contact. That's Nigeria now. If you are kidnapped, when they kidnap you, your family members, everybody will just have to relax and wait for the phone call from the people who have taken you. Simple. That your family member raised the fund for the ransom is no guarantee that they are going to release you alive. That's number two. Now, I do ask people to close their eyes and imagine some certain scenario. Put yourself in that picture just for 30 seconds. I know many of you won't do it, but it doesn't matter. This is going to ring bells in your head even after this program. So far, you have listened to this, right? Close your eyes for a minute. 30 seconds possibly, right? In that state of mind, right? Just blank your mind out. Something like no thought, just blank, black image or bright color, depends on whatever you are facing. That moment, right? Just picture yourself right now at a train station, on your phone, with your headset on, listening to music, your favorite, or a podcast, something. Then you are so busy strolling on that phone, just social media, whatever. And then, bum, 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 boom, boom, boom. Before you could tell, there is chaos and pandemonium everywhere. As much as you are listening to a music, you have to pull it off because you could tell. And that's it. The terrorist armed, speaking a language you have no clue of, ordering you to do this or that you don't even have an idea. Here you are. Where do you run to? Should you fall on the ground to be taken? Should you fight back? Should you run? What if you run and you get shot? What if you get killed? That pandemonium, that chaotic situation where you become so vulnerable, helpless, scared. Yeah, scared. Because you'll be scared. You don't know what's going to happen to you. This is it. This is what they have been talking about. Then open your eyes. For everyone who probably tried that, you can tell me right now in your chest, in your mind, that wasn't a good one, is it? It's never going to be a good one. Try this some other time. Every time you hear the news of what happened, okay? Every time, when you hear that, somebody gets shot, or somebody escaped being killed, or somebody escaped from their kidnappers, or some people survived a serious, program like that, just close your eyes. Or you can even keep the eyes open. Blank your mind. Just look into the blank. Yeah, I do that too. Right? You just look into the blank. Don't look around. And then replay the scenario of what could have happened around that news. Then put yourself in there. Just put yourself in the middle. Even though, as you are creating those scenes in your head and all of that, you can put yourself as somebody who is just observing, never to be shot, but just imagine the pandemonium. Just imagine the fear. Think about children in that situation. Think about mothers. Think about young men and women who are going to get caught in all of this. Think about that. That's exactly what what violence of terrorism feels like. When I imagine, I haven't experienced it. And from what I have heard and what I have read, I would never even want to wish it on you. So if I have the power to protect you from that, do you think I would not gladly want to do that? That is why the number one job of a government is to protect you, to protect your lives and your properties. Even, a lot of things will make people say, oh, people want to kill themselves. Action of men every day is like, we just want to die or something, but we always survive, right? But it is the job of government to protect you from internal and external aggression, attack, violence that could put you in such a situation. But Nigeria, you've lost it. They have told you to get used to it. Get used to it. You know, be man. Say, hey, instead of you to think how to be completely out of a system that allowed this, a lot of you believe you could stay within that same system that is doing this, and fix it. Good luck to you with that. But a system that chooses to protect terrorists and sacrifice or prosecute citizens, gaslight you in order to make you feel guilty, to talk about your vulnerability, what really, really bothers you. That is not a good one. If you ask me 1 million times, I'll tell you same. My own shock today is that the Edo people where I know, they would have shut down the entire Edo state by now. Is it because if all of us are going to agree, we are just waiting victim. We're just victims in the waiting. If you get caught by them, the system has managed to what? To destroy the people's self-esteem that could have kept spurring them on to push for self-defense. The government of Bukwari APC, they are disarming Nigerians and they are harming terrorists, and they are telling us that the terrorists that are killing us, that the only way to get them behind us or to get them to stop is to part with our land or our lives. Now, this is the reality. It is no longer the northern Nigeria problem anymore. For those of you who have been silenced, because they said if you say this, it's because you don't like Fulani. Southern Nigeria said they were starting a national security system for Yoruba land, for example. These Olori Buruku Apayans, jihadists, Bonki, they said that move to stop the Fulani terrorists having an excuse to continue to move weapons of mass destruction into the land of the Oduduwans in Yoruba land, where these politicians said they were trying to cobble. They said this anti-northern Nigeria. Their Olori Buruku governors, elites, and the rest of them, they called a meeting. And they said, if Yorubas should start their own security and give them guns, let us all know that that means they will soon leave Nigeria. They will soon break up, because that is, Yorubas are going to have a ready-made army then, which is true, honestly. That would have been it. Yorubas are going to have ready-made, organized army. But the Olori Burukus who are in Yoruba land, defending and supporting APC, Egbekegbe, the Omo Irankiran Satifun Lawrence, Alakpama Shishes, they are alive right here, where they have people they call the Isba Islamic police in northern Nigeria who can do just anything, including sentence you to death for insulting Allah or Muhammad in that same Nigeria. So they said that Yorubas coming together to defend themselves is anti-northern Nigeria, and they shut it down. Today, Amotekun that they put together to defend Yoruba land against Fulani terrorist invasion in Yoruba land, Amotekun is now carrying a condo about, and they are carrying people who can help them unlock phones, because their job mostly right now is to go and look for those who are in any way. If you whatever you are doing on your phone, now what they are doing is that they are now those who are settling the fight between boyfriend girlfriend. If anybody is if you think that anybody is you want to show your power in Yoruba land, just go and call Amotekun. If you hear that Fulani terrorists are migrating on their bikes 11 p.m. along Ife Road, and you call them Amotekun, now voicemail you go meet. Because of what? Nigeria said they can never ever pick up guns to defend you. They can only carry kondo or lokpa. And to this day, that is silenced now. They've killed that in that Nigeria. Are you with me? So they disarmed us. And everything that would disarm us is done. And they boldly come out and said, there is nothing wrong in Fulani terrorists carrying AK-47 about. Because that Fulani terrorist need to protect himself. From who? The people that you have taken away their knives. If you carry knife in Yoruba land, if they catch you right now, you are a terrorist. You may end up they may carry you from Abeokuta to Suleja prison. That's it. Your family may never see you again. Daga. But Fulani terrorists are allowed. Not officially. There's no law that said it. No. AK-47. RPG. Surface to air launch missile. Fulani terrorists have the capacity to shoot down fighter jets. Have you forgotten? I know they have managed to make you normalize this whole thing, but they are not normal. Now here we are. We cannot defend ourselves. If they see you with any shakabula, they will say you are the terrorist. If you are caught, listen to that very well. If you are caught trying to fight any Fulani terrorist in any part of Nigeria, especially southern Nigeria, just make sure say die. I suppose put on, because I don't want to say maybe you should die, because what happened is you will be arrested and you will be locked up on the charges of terrorism. You see that Fulani terrorists that you decided to mobilize against, that Fulani terrorists will go back to the same place after you are gone. That is Nigeria that you are currently used to. So if they kidnap people in Edo people, una don't call home, now fake news. I've been reading that Nigeria regrets. We are so sorry about what happened. We are doing everything to rescue everybody. We are doing this, but there's no other information. That is very unusual. And I think if our no sympathy, no empathy, that somehow some of you are not really confessing to. Say, Maiyegun is because I don't want to waste my distance. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Me as Maiyegun, that is why on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, okay, I speak about all these things. Do you know why? It is because everything that is happening everywhere in Nigeria, for those who are smart enough, will know that they are just the sign or pre-warning for what will still happen to you. If it's happening to Muslims and you think you are a Christian, you are not safe from it. If it's happening to the Northerners and you think you are a Southerner, it will soon happen there too. Now, if you have an idea of self-awareness, that means you will be able to, if you can feel the pains of those who are the victims of all of this without being a little bit sentimental, as many of us are. If you are not, that empathy, that sympathy are not just there for you to share the emotion. They are also there for you to be self-aware. So that when you see signs of this happening around you, you are likely going to be one of those to raise the alarm. Genuinely now, not false alarm. Genuine alarm that gets people to know that as Nigeria is, even the Fulanis in Nigeria themselves, they know that the criminals, the Ashiris, the Olori Brukus, the jihadists, the terrorists, the elite that are wearing agbada, using them to cash out in the name of Nigeria, banking on the terrorism that they are spreading, they know they are not doing it for them. So as you are, it is a state of do what you can right now, at least before anything changes again. So who are going to be the victims? It could be me and you. It's going to be me and you. That it hasn't happened now doesn't mean that it's not going to happen if we are not self-aware enough. This is what they are doing to you. Lack of self-awareness is the reason why in that same Ondo state, Tifnumbu was there telling them about being a progressive, telling them about this and that and the rest of that. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Tifnumbu was in that same Edo. I think, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It was in Edo. And he was talking about rebuilding the museum for them, the traditional museum, this one and that one, to improve tourism, blah, 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 blah. And at a point, he was like, Oba, Edo Tokpa, yeah. Insulting them, or some people who actually heard that as like, Oba Tokpa, yeah. Oba Tokpa, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm insulting you because, sorry. But that's not what Tifnumbu said. In Edo, he was there. He was saying that, Oba Tokpa, yeah. And people are like, Oba Tokpa, yeah, bao. That's an insult. He didn't even visit the man. He didn't even visit the Oba. But he was like, Oba Tokpa, yeah. And we're like, Then the day after, unspecified number of people have been kidnapped. And the media is blacked out on that. So, I know I'm going to possibly get the reactions, or we will see reactions, but should it take days before we actually get to know what is happening in Edo? So the news now is that they have shut down. They have shut down the train station in Edo. They have shut it down until further notice. Sure you get. That is, there is no time they will open it. People should go there, record the place where this thing happened, cover everything, and tell us. They said they are taking the. I told you, these guys have camps, thousands of camps, all over southern Nigeria, and they are fully armed. So when they take us, imagine this: so when they took my own brother, when they kidnapped my brother from Ogere Road, in Ogun State, he was going to Ibadan. Before they kidnapped him, they said they have been following him on social media as well. Fulani speaking Yoruba as well. And they are not uncommon in Yoruba land. When they kidnapped my brother last year, they took him from Ogiri. From Ogiri to, he said they trekked inside that forest. God knows what. They are just passing some villages that are like, it's like nobody living there. These guys knew the time to move another. They trekked from Ogun State. They trekked to Osun State. And they trekked back from Osun State. They trekked back to Ogun State. Then from Ogun State again, they trekked back to Ibadan. All of this for about 7 days, walking in the forest. They said they never met. There are places that they will need to cross the motorway. They knew places where they will cross the motorway and they will continue in those paths. They know everywhere. And they were telling him, we're going to kill you. He said that when he came back and we saw this stab wound all over him. I said, what happened? He said, you see, whenever he was calling for the ransom to be paid, these guys, they will be using their what do you call it? The knife edge on their gun, which they attach to it. They'll be using that to choke him. When they choke him, they'll pull the trigger, which has no bullet, but you wouldn't know. Somebody has AK-47. In the mouth of that AK-47, or underneath that AK-47, they attach a knife, a pointy knife that they'll point at you. So they choke you. As you are like, yeah, they will cock it. Bah, you will think you are dead. So that was how they were torturing him for days before we finally paid the ransom that got him released. I don't know. I mean, I can say this for you, right? I don't know how he's been coping, the trauma and the recovery of that. When we send somebody to go and pay the ransom, when that one got there, my brothers and sisters, they held him as well. And they started torturing that one too, making two members of two brothers from the same family. That happened in Koolu, Osun State, my hometown. And there are many, many people like that who have stories, but they can't say them in public. They can't even tell you what they went through. That is what Nigeria has done to us. Usually, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, people in Yoruba land will tell you, Baba, laye, no fit happen. If they try this thing for Yoruba land, Nigeria go just break. The people who said they will never do this in Yoruba land, if they tried it in Yoruba land, Nigeria will just break. They are now the people who are now laughing at or expecting Nigeria to kill Sunday Igboho for saying, look at what they are doing to us. Shut up your mouth. We want your business. Let the government do their job. This and that. Because now they know it's happening. But Nigeria has damaged many of them. Nigeria, APC, they did wonder on you. They damaged people to the point that you have normalized all the abnormalities. If it hasn't happened to you, then it's not happening. It's not. I mean, when last did you hear that the Fulani attacked this or that? Even when they happened, what has always been your reactions? It is that of a defense. They've been defensive of the system that is meant to kill you. Anyway, I hope our people in Edo, they will do the needful, and then we'll get to know more of what happened in Igube. Igube, sorry. Again. So, and then we also will continue to wish that the victims, their family, they will be able to come out. The family will be able to come out, and the victims of all of this as well will be able to be identified, and they will no longer continue to be statistics, unspecified. Can you imagine that? They Fulani terrorists kidnap you. Now you are like unspecified, unknown number, unspecified number, unidentified passengers. This is your name now. That is Nigeria. Okay. Before Nigeria happened to you, I beg, and I don't beg you, even if you don't care for yourself or your life, think about those who love you, and stop being a self-destructive person. It starts from here, from the mind, and they have done so much damages to that. I hope you'll be able to get to see that not until when they blast or bomb and kill people in Lagos, before you realize that it is closer to home than the criminal politicians want you to see. I mean, what would you say? Like Pastor Adeboye said, when you look at the people who are attending their rallies and all of that, it's like a two-way feelings. First, you will think that maybe the country is good. No, it's not. It's because more people are jobless, and this is a means of a means of surviving in a country where politicians are willing to spend their billions on elections to buying people and then looting the system and the treasury and leave millions of them in abject, exponential poverty and all that. So there must be something wrong, right? Let me start from Pastor Adeboye again, just before I take you to Lagos, where the Arewas in southwest Nigeria gathered together at Onikan to endorse Koolu. There is no story, there's no backlashes, there's no wahala, there's no fight. As it is, Koolu needs every kind of ego massage and the rest of that will continue to make him feel like, I'm just, you know what I mean? The Balabulu side. Pastor Debori.
I don't know whether I should say this. When you see, I'm sure you have been watching the campaign rallies. I watch it in the news. I don't know if you have noticed that two different people don't hold their campaign simultaneously in a town. Have you noticed that? You don't know why. Because majority of the crowd, the majority are rented. So I come, I pay, you gather. After I've gone, another man comes, he pays, you gather. Somebody said, Daddy, you keep on saying that you haven't heard from God about who will win or who will. Maybe because there are several things occupying my mind. And one of it is when I see the crowd gathering, and if you look at the crowd, majority of them are young. When I see the hundreds of thousands of youth, you have to be jobless to be attending all these rallies. What's going to happen when the campaigns are over and there's nobody to rent anymore?
Charge stations. We are yet to generate electricity to even roast barley.
To even roast barley. Let's go to Lagos, where the Arewas, the northern people living in Lagos and southwest Nigeria, decided to endorse Koolu today. Quite a few clips, but short ones, okay? Here is one. Onikan Stadium in Lagos. So those are the people from northern Nigeria living in Yoruba land, endorsing Koolu. So something that the Lagos Abobaku, so Shogbu Alimajiris, the tribal card beaters, okay, the ethnic bigots, all those street urchins, mostly, who play those that kind of dirty stuff. This is what they want. I mean, give to Kesari what is, give to Caesar what is of Caesar. Give to Tifnumbu what is of Tifnumbu. Let him feel like a king. Don't tell him that he's sick, he's wobbly, he's got dementia and the rest of. Don't say that. Be thankful that they hear you breathe in Yoruba land. If not for the creator Tifnumbu, are you sure you will still be alive? I'm talking about the vuvuzela's, the praise singers, the ass lickers, the crumb chasers, the crumb eaters, the all risers. This is what they love. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Here is another one. After the audio, it doesn't really have much to say to them. Just dance and then shake and all of that and pay them, let them go their way, okay? The spectacle is done. But when he opens his mouth, Now, content in go create. You probably won't understand this.
The chairman of the Arewas community in Lagos. God bless you. May Allah grant him all the blessings and grant all of you his blessing.
In Jesus' name. That's the only thing they didn't add. Or in Allah's name. Because everywhere he goes now, it's like somebody who is blessing people. I mean, they're going to give you money. So if Tinubu mounts a podium and says, you will have inheritance for your children. All your children will get education. You will have food. We make sure that you are not hungry. Almighty God will give you peace of mind. Almighty God will give you hope. Almighty, and all of those things that the drama they display out there, they are coming from the background of the people they have blessed. I'm not sure how easy can cost them $1 billion. I mean, 1 billion naira. Sure, you get. And that's very expensive. But they got the result. They got what they wanted and all that. They went to Edo. People got, it is business transaction, like Pastor Adeboye said, okay? Don't forget that in 2015, it was actually with them. And Pastor Ruga, who happened to be the current vice president of Nigeria. Pastor Ruga, that is a fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, special advisor to Boko Haram on burial arrangements and condolences visits, as well as trader money or market money. Professor Ruga is from Redeem. And if you look at many of people around him, you will see many of them product of Redeem. So they thought Pastor Ruga was going to become the candidate of APC. You know what they did? Last year, Pastor Adeboye said, everybody, every branch of a Redeemed Church all over Nigeria, they must open political directorates. Everybody must go and join the political directorate of Redeemed Church. After the primary, after the whole thing, as Pastor Ruga enter monastery, because that's what happened. Immediately after the primaries, how much of Ruga you they see again? He enter monastery straight. As Old Rock Monastery disappeared there, just to take selfie for people on social media and Instagram. Sure you get. So immediately Pastor Ruga enter monastery. All the political directorate that they said they should open inside Redeem, they disappeared. So there are people who believe that a Redeemed Church is a branch of a APC, but they can easily just move away from it and say, no, we are not. No take and personal. We are talking about this where we say now people with this spirit, they know. People like us are geos, hierarchy by hierarchy, geos by geos. When it comes to this theater of absurdity called Nigeria, sure you get now different level. You know if you understand. So now that they've discharged, the directorate has also been disbanded. Well, maybe not functional, right? Now Baba say he might today occupy with so many things. They hear from God again, say about who is going to be president or who is not going to be president. But fine, it's about cash and carry. So Tinubu can enter your stage and say, let me bless you. You know what he's talking about? Thousands of them who are going to be there are going to at least have something to eat that night. 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. But you go still find something chop. After the whole stress, tomorrow when you wake up, you can begin to cause APC again. So Tinubu coming to town and bringing money for them. That's what's going on. And that's why everywhere Tinubu goes to, he always want to pray. Say, God to bless your children. Amen. You will think you are in a crusade, not a political campaign. Listen to this.
wannan babban ɗaya na ji mai girma gwamnan jihar Kano, zababben gwamnan jihar Kano Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje ya gaya wa al'umma irin kishi da ƙauna da mutuntaka da daraja da Asuwaju Ahmad Bola Tinubu yake kallon 'yan arewacin Najeriya. Da duk abin da ya same mu, Ahmad Bola Tinubu zai mana maganin abin da
I pay, you gather. You gather, I pay. Another person come, he pay, you gather. About a job on the season, or everybody do their own cash out. If number and the rest of them are just waiting for the payday too. Mokuna just make the theater complete. Here is another one.
Inshallah, we are going to release the organization that message across to our brothers and sisters for the whole 19 northern states. I can tell you, sir, categorically, apart from the 19 governors, 19 House of Reps, 19 state senators, and 19 state House Assembly, the people living in Lagos, they are the people who are they are the people who are holding the Arewa by God's grace. We are the people who have said for Arewa for what to do, inshallah, after our call. By God's grace, we are going to talk to them and tell them who you are, because we know who you are. Number one, if somebody look back at the history of Lagos from 1999 to today, sir, honestly speaking, His Excellency has tried his best to see Lagos become a mega city in Africa. If you look back, 1999 back, if you are coming to Lagos, all your family will start crying. We don't know that you are going to come back or you are coming back. But now, the whole 36 states of Nigeria, everybody is happy to come to Lagos. Because of the master plan you draw for Lagos State, which everybody is going to benefit from. I can tell you, if you have 6 Ashwaju in the 6 for geopolitical zone of Nigeria, some of us cannot be in Lagos. I pray, by God's grace, for your coming as president, we want to have like 4 or 5 Ashwaju in the northern Nigeria. Then that one we can reduce the poverty and reduce the poverty, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and co. Sir, I can tell you categorically, you are a leader. You are a leader.
I mean, personally, I kind of respect APC, Egbekegbese type of criminality and confidence. Now, you know, sometimes, right? You can admire people's insensitivity, creating and living in their own world, beating their chest in their failure, and awarding themselves an award of excellence in the ruins that is staring them on the faces as well. Sometimes you have to feel like it's cringy. Do you get that? It's cringy, like, oh, it's Maiyegun is that's cringy. Like I can never admire them. No, I don't understand. But I mean, in my lifetime, I haven't read much, but in my lifetime, I am witnessing where shameless people are actually real and they are unshameful. No shame at all. I'll tell you why I'm saying this though. In 2015, I don't know if some of you, if your Stockholm syndrome, if we have destroyed your Stockholm syndrome, you will remember what I'm saying, what I'm about to say. But if your own Stockholm syndrome don't enter, no repair, demorage, maybe say bakulowa, kushe shinjimo. Here you get, I will still manage, I will remind you. In 2015, if you all remember, it was Fashola of Lagos was their star boy. And they were telling all of you, the moment, do you want your state to be like Lagos? Do you want the progress that Lagos I have been experiencing? You said yes. Would you like your this? Even Isaleko Barack Obama, Fashola, At a point, he came out and he said, if you want power, the reason why Nigeria has no power is because of the Bantueyo, the people you put in charge of government in Nigeria. If you want power, you should give APC, a chance. This is the 7th year, okay? Even the Lagos they used as example for you back then, that APC, Egbekegbe will turn to the special status. They will give Lagos State special status. One of the reasons why some of the zombies, Lagos Abobakus, were speaking in tongues for Bokwari, the same criminal that cancelled their development that Jan Conde was putting in place in the early 80s. This is why the Lagos Abobakus, the ass lickers, were going everywhere and they were ready to run. They were actually running mad. They were running mad. They were going to give Lagos State a special status. 2022, 23 years after democracy, 23 years of Tifnumbu's leadership in Lagos, 23 years of Tifnumbu selecting those who are going to be in charge of Lagos, 7 years of Tifnumbu's partnership and relationship with Bokwari, 7 years of APC, Egbekegbe under the Bokwari's leadership. Lagos State still no get water, drinking water. So if they are saying mega city is a mega shitty. Una love to deceive on ourselves. But it's all right. It's okay. If it makes you sleep well at night in your mosquito-infested communities, unsafe, and then, all those horrible places that you stay, that, well, you are used to them, by the way. If it makes you feel better at night, mega shitty. No drinking water. For 23 years, Tifnumbu no fit get medical checkup anywhere in hospital in Lagos because there is none that is actually fitting to take care of the man who love you so much and has been giving you successors that were going to make Nigeria, look like Lagos. 7 years after that, back to the trenches. They are promising you the same thing. The reason why everybody is coming to Lagos is because Tifnumbu have done this. Finally, APC, Egbekegbe told you. They said they were going to dredge River Niger. They were going to give them their own ports. They are going to dredge on a river. They are going to give them international ports. They are going to dredge Ogun River. They are going to give us a seaport. They are going to give them 20 million jobs in Eastern Nigeria. And blah, 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 blah. Today, they are now telling you about Atlantic Ocean. That Tifnumbu is claiming ownership of. Well, he brought the idea. I know this madness. I'm just saying. 2022, they are still using Lagos. The shitty Lagos. The shittiest Lagos. See, no bite me, oh. I know say they be somehow. But they say again and again and again and again, Lagos State is the worst place, the worst city in the whole world to raise a child. Guess what? There is a place they call in Syria, you know. There is a place in Syria, Damascus. A place in Syria is called Damascus. Damascus is like a city too. They say you feel go raise your child in Damascus, and you still, no, it's dangerous too. It's dangerous, but it's better than Lagos. Oh yeah, now why you know go take your child to Damascus? No. My own kids are fine. Okay, my kids are not in Lagos. My kids are, you know what I mean? They are fine. I'm so worried about some of your own kids. Some of you are like Nero, no, like Lokoloi, Elebi, Oniya, Onishei, You are watching the whole thing desecrated, everything depreciating. You are watching your children wasting away. Now today, some weirdos can come around and say, let us use Lagos as a template so that everywhere in Nigeria can be like Lagos. Because some of you have no idea what they are actually saying in a way. So yeah, they are playing their Muslim ticket. Horribly, it is getting worse. I need a break. Sure, say something.
The one who died, and that means if we had tried to recover from the ones alive, probably would have recovered even more money from them fighting corruption. There's nobody fighting corruption around here. People are just using corruption to fight, for themselves.
Now, I want to ask, what role do you think the international community are playing as far as illicit funds transferred abroad is concerned? Do you think they are doing enough to support them?
Until you start punishing the banks that are serving as conduits for transferring money abroad, until you start naming them, shaming them, fining them, jailing their corrupt officials, as they do in the Western world. If you steal $50,000 in the US, okay, let me give you an example. For Halliburton case of 180 million bribery that took place in Nigeria, the US made over $6 billion from fines imposed on characters that were involved. They jailed people, and Nigeria was only able to make $25 million because they declared Dick Cheney wanted, the former vice president of the US. At the moment the money came, the lawyers hired by the federal government took the money away. Today you cannot explain what happened to the money that they got from Halliburton by just declaring Dick Cheney wanted. So that's what we are talking about. There are people here who don't even understand how the world is working, and who don't understand that you can actually use this crime that has been committed, if you do it very well, to fight against everybody that is involved, including international actors who have been involved, because there's a trail when money moves. The volume of money that's moved out of Nigeria, there's a paper trail for it. And we need also forensic investigators at home. But the point I'm making is that you have to close the tap. Until you close the tap, you probably will be wasting your resources running after monies that had been stolen already. And another thing is the hypocrisy about how we recover money. Abacha is dead. We are after every penny he stole. Babangida is still around. You go and work, you go and visit him whenever you want to run for office. Oba Obasanjo is still around. All the thieves who are still alive, you are not doing anything about them. But you are going after the one who died. And that means if we had tried to...
Sure. Oh, I miss Shure. Some people said that, but Maiyegun, why are you not showing us about Shure's campaign? I said, listen, I would have, in fact, I would love to. I've said that several times. But on my side, it's just going to sound like, hypocrisy. Because I would never present Shure the same way I'm going to present some of these guys, including Obi. Because I can tell you, is originality. Very, very original. And when I say he's original, as I believe so much in him, I don't believe in him being president of Nigeria. I don't. Personally, I've given my support. Okay? I've given my personal, reach out, show. Well, all the best in your journey. This is what I could give to support you. I've done that personally, privately. But if I should bring Shure on and then, bring all his stuff and all that here, it will make it look like maybe I actually have interest in their charade election. So it's somebody I feel more or less like, no, I'm just going to stay away, except when I have something like a sound bite from him I would love to share with you. I don't believe in Nigeria election or the system at all. Okay? And if I see people who are trying to make people believe that they could do something about that same system, using that same resources, I am actually not the type that will pretend that maybe they are right. It's not about being right or wrong. It is about just, something I would say personal ethic. I don't believe Nigeria could be rescued. I don't believe any iota of it, even if you have good intention or bad. I don't care. I have seen it enough. And I've seen many failures of those who actually, in fact, I've seen a lot of people who had good intentions and they got the chance and they turned to the monster that the system exactly always breed. And I figured out that it's the system mostly, not just the people, but it's but the people make the system. I say, yes, this particular one is not made by the actors that you are seeing acting on it. A majority are just latching on it, gaining from it and building their own whatever empire from it. Do you understand that? They didn't build it. If my generation want to decide what works for them, then that my generation should be allowed. Like the generation who put this in place. This one that is not working. This one that everybody is trying to fix. I am genuine. I mean well for no, I don't care. I don't care. You come to that reality too at some point. It's a pure waste of time. And if I have a time to waste, I will waste that time telling everybody that we could get a better country if all of us says we are done. Do you understand the both, right? You want to save Nigeria. To me, you are wasting your time. Go on, do it. I mean, just go ahead. When you finish wasting your time, you're going to come back to that reality and it may be too late. As for myself, I would rather waste my own time spending and my resources and all that, telling everybody that care or who cares to listen and say, don't try. Don't waste your time. Don't, if you have a time to waste at all, as it is, use that time on quality things. Something that can be taught our own children and all that. So that's why I decided not to invite Shore here to discuss about his politics. That's why I didn't really talk more, or I don't talk more about his politics. Because if I do, seriously, it's going to sound more like I'm promoting. I mean, I actually want him. And I don't believe in that. Since I don't, Shore is one one germ that when there is no longer election, our conversation will likely tally. You get what I mean? So again, give them again.
The one who died. And that means if we had tried to recover from the ones alive, probably would have recovered even more money from them that would recover from the guy who died some almost 20 years ago.
On the final note, sir, I just want to ask, now you're a presidential candidate.
Yes.
What will you do differently when you get to power, as far as corruption is concerned?
I'm surrounded by all these APC people here. If I reveal my strategies, they will steal it. But honestly, the most important thing is to prevent people from stealing, and we know how to do it. And a lot of ways to do it includes, digitalizing how we carry out transactions. There's no point anymore paying salaries through, buckets of water. There's no point anymore, not using. And there's no reason why we are not using blockchain technology, for example, to ensure that our process of contracting is transparent. There's e-contracting these days that can be done. There's a lot of ways, even to cut down on the number of ghost workers in the country, which I heard is about 25% of our workforce. You can just put fingerprint scanners at the door of every ministry. You can put a retina scanner in front of everybody's office so that everybody who is entering and getting out of these offices are people who are alive, recognizable. At the end of the month, you use that data to pay their salaries. That way you don't lose any money unnecessarily. But when you expose your process and system to thieves and you make it possible for them to manipulate it, you still have universities in this country. You want to go and rent a hall from them. They are writing the receipt with long hands on the paper. Nobody's doing that anywhere in the world. So there's a lot of things that we can just get rid of in terms of how transactions are carried out. At the moment we do that, we reduce the number of people who have nothing to do with this kind of transactions, and we close the loopholes that have made it possible for people to steal. I propose, for example, that there should be nothing like security votes for governors, because those kind of money could go into the payment of salaries of workers. If there are security challenges in a state, let the governors pay directly into, an account for which that security issue is managed. If it's to the police, let's know the amount of money. Let it be transparent. Let there be a transaction that is digital, not that you just take out.
Well, sure. Another thing is that on this platform, I remember our own vintage show that said that PVC is poverty validation card. Something needed to be done before anybody could go into an election. Now he's about to go and validate that process with them. So to me, it's going to be like, now if the whole thing comes down to as usual, are we all going to come back and then start talking about rigging? And then we can put together our anger and rage again and go back to where we were 3 years ago or 5 years ago or something like that. So that kind of, repeats and rinse and all that, they are no longer my thing. Okay. And that is why I wish him well. I do really wish him well. And you can always respect his energy in a way. So the politics is turning into tribal this, religious that. And as we speak, as much as people are trying to underplay it, there are some imminent danger, threats, whether it's going to lead to anything or not is a different ball game. You see this obedient, that, and also the desperate system, this desperate establishment themselves that are now trying to recognize Obi as a threat means that your 2023 stake, 2023 charade stake is higher now. But on ground, it seems that the reason for why they are worried is not far-fetched. In Yoruba land, young people in Yoruba land, from record, we are talking about the record number of young people in Yoruba. I'm not just saying the Yorubas now. I'm talking about young people in Yoruba land, a territory that is naturally considered to be Tifnumbu's territory. He has no territory in Yoruba land, though. He has Fufuselas everywhere, okay? And they are lousy, but they are very minute. Now, it seems that all of that is coming to a threat. I'm not saying it's not going to it's not going to rig or win Southwest. Too. I am actually talking about what has made Tifnumbu to be pushed now to acknowledge the imminent threat that this obedient of a thing is actually posing more than what they are admitting. So Osun State, where Tifnumbu comes from, Iragbiji. So Osun State, the obedient gathered just yesterday. And some clips came out. Some of their clips showed up as usual. I'm going to take you to them. And people started asking, like, what? Is that Osun? How is that even possible? Blah, 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 blah. I said, well, whatever it is, all of us, when they read the forecast, they read the signal. We put 1 here, we put 3 here. And then we read at it at some point. We say, hey, remove this one, put 2. This 3 here, put 2. Hey, remove that 2 again, put 0. You know that? All of us who are reading the chat and the rest of them, we can tell you, obedient are indeed an imminent threat to the Emilocons. And they will deploy all means to end that. How could this happen in Osun? One of the questions we were asking.
The Leadership Campaign Organization, right here. Our number. You did a great job.
Let's go into the town. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. They do too much. We call them the vuvuzelas, political vuvuzelas. That one is not hyping. It's just a But let's go to the center. Let's hear what they had to say, including what the center looked like, what the venue looked like. Osun State. Oh. Take a look.
We love you, President. We love you, President.
Mama, Papa, Pidgin. Okay, Auntie Joe. We don't come. We don't come. Are you ready for February 25th? BBC. Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to bring to come to pass a new Nigeria? New Nigeria is coming. We, the women in Nigeria, especially the Labour Party, we have been pregnant for the new Nigeria. We are ready to give birth in February. There will be no
the office of President of Nigeria. And therefore, those who are in their 70s, those who are in their 80s, who have eaten their own, they want to eat their children's own. They want to eat their children's home. We should retire them. We should retire them. Are we ready to retire them? Are we ready to retire them? We can only retire them with our PVCs. So for those of you that have not collected your PVCs, from tomorrow go and collect it. It will be late by 22nd. If you don't collect your PVC, if you don't collect your PVC, Thank you. 1 minute.
So that was Osun. So I was on the phone with a friend yesterday, and then we were having this normal chat the way I do with almost everybody I speak with in Nigeria. I just make sure that I ask their, sort of feel their pulses and say, what's going on? What do you think? And they are always very honest with me. In their own small circle, in their big circle, they could give me pictures of what's going on. And they said, yeah, that it seems that that thing is going like a wildfire right now. And therefore, you're going to see more and more reactions from the major, the major big bodies, the crooked parties and all that, Tifnumbu and Atiku. And I said, okay, maybe just like I've been hoping and wishing, if more of you actually get up and say, yeah, we want to fight the PVC, our PVC will judge this and that. Yeah, that's self-awareness, right? Then, when Nigeria can't happen, which is you confidently believe that you can stop that, how courageous. Very courageous. So I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to discourage you, okay? But in a situation whereby Nigeria then happened to all of you, happened to your this or that, I am more interested in how you're going to react. Are you going to just crawl into your own cocoon and disappear? Or you are going to be able to take it up against the system and the revolution indeed. Because a lot of you have told me that Obi is your last shot, Abi. And the system is saying, You are just joking. We have seen your type before. Your size will day. February will judge. Lesson will be learned. All those things they are saying, that says you can only try and all that stuff. Anyway, let's see what your self-awareness will do in the next 6 weeks when we hope your charade will take place. So when somebody said that to me, I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's see how far you're going to do it. Somebody said they will do nothing, but Maiyegun, forget it. And noise, not shout. They will rig them, they will write the result, do all of that. Everybody will scream, this one will shout. At the end of the day, nothing. I said, that's what I thought. Because that's how it's always been. That's how it has always been. But the obedient are saying never, it will never be like that. Obi is going to get 22 million. He's going to get 30 million and all the millions and all of that. I am saying, if the establishment now muzzle you out, I am confident that it is not just going to go away. Yeah, it's not going to go away. I've said it before, that they are not worried about the elections. They are more concerned about the aftermath of the election. It seems that if this tempo is continued, if this momentum is continued among yourselves, you will be in the top spirit to revolute. A revolution that will just spark all of you all together. That moment is when you realize that, right, election cannot fix this. But election that they have chosen can actually be the catalyst, the springboard into that full-blown revolution. Something must trigger it, Abi. It must be spontaneous. And since all of you are walking about the obedient, you are walking about with bottled anger, bottled rage, bottled frustration, bottled disappointment. You are not allowed to express yourselves the way you would love to. They said if you are angry, go and get your voter's card, go and be this or that. Now, you have made Obi your symbol of that struggle, Abi. If Nigeria should happen to you, would you disappear? Or you will be ready to shout, to sing, Soli, 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 Solidarity. Abi, whatever it is then, the diary will always be here to keep every event. That's me. Yeah, that's me. And that is why I think this guy is staying away. I better go. I'm not interested. I don't get interested, even though I be senator. I be minister. I'm not interested though. Sure you get. Anything, let Nigerians look at their manifestos and vote according to what is right for the country. I don't think I will go around campaigning for candidate A or B or C. It is not my stock in trade. I don't jump from party to party. Besides, I have some conscience and I am going to protect my conscience. They ask him, what is your opinion about your presidential candidate, Ashiwaju? Baba started reading a poem. He said, let Nigerians look at that. Shebi, you be APC. This is APC Minister of Labor. A minister under Bokwario, giving excuses why he's not going to come out and follow Tifnumbu, the apathy candidate. So the whole thing is shaping up, okay? And moreover, when you see things like this, they remind you of where you are coming from. They remind you, those at the time who made you believe that indeed following APC, Egbekegbe, could have not come at the better time than then. At the time, you had a price increase of a fuel of 140 naira because subsidy was removed. The woman in a lemon dress, she is a UK returning grandmother, Loretta Onoche. She was presenting herself as a progressive and she still does anyway. Now she is, excuse me, she has been appointed as the director of the NDDC or something like that. NDDC in Abuja after laundering the image, the fraud, the lies. Today, all of them don't even get strength to even write. You don't even get money to buy placard today and write it on there and say, why are you buying or paying, what do you call it, 500 naira per liter of petrol in Nigeria today? Why? You don't even get money to write down. So all this will shape up and decide what your future hold in the next couple of weeks. Nigeria one more time, or stay away and let everything implode and get ready enough to join the gang of everyone who want to break away from this shackle. It has divided itself before now, before politics entered it. And indeed, the politics entered it, and all these greedy and selfish scums, opportunists are trying to rewrite the history. These are the indigenous people that make up of Nigeria. So we can always tell our children and fight towards that. And indeed, people could raise, or should I say, boast of over 60 million and 70 million citizens all over the world are not supposed to be so kind of afraid of being on their own. That's one thing there, okay? So I'm going to drop mine here. I'm going to wish you all the best as you, forge on in the Nigeria, or should I say in the emerging Nigeria, and as they're going to bamboozle you further into revalidating this madness. Just have it at the back of your mind, right? That the consequences of yours in this instance are not limited to you alone. Even those who have not shared or who are not sharing in your state of madness in Nigeria, we ended up having to share in the consequences of your madness. So sometimes, I mean, if we manage to point this out all the time before some of these decisions are made and they solidify, we might be saving the number of people from further validating something that actually is there to kill all of us, not just you. Whatever has been the reward that's been given to you. Look around you. The victims of today are survivors of yesterday. Those of you who survived today, you are the awaiting victims of tomorrow. Tomorrow will turn to today, you know that. And that means every day, all of us, home and abroad, we are just the waiting victim of a system that doesn't give a damn about us. Edo happened. And look around you. Why is the quietness? Why is the silence? And if that should be you or your family members, would you be quiet? Will you keep quiet? So that's why I'm asking. That tell everybody, I'll do my part, do your part, tell the truth, teach it, live it. So that, when I say live the truth, it simply means that you have to ignore and abandon your prejudices, the lies you tell yourselves, cherry picking what is right and what is wrong, based on the people you probably feel like, oh, this one are my people, they can't do that. Cherry picking, in a way, will give us the same lawless place we have right now. But yeah, I'm going to draw my curtains there. So I'm thinking of opening the line, taking few calls, and then calling it a night. So if you're up for that, now help me call everybody. Tell them that Maiyegun is calling them. The line is now opened. Okay? I want to help you. Tag Lagos Abobakus as we begin to take the phone calls. I'll be back.
Jay, help us, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay.
Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba.
How you doing, Ahmed?
I'm doing okay, Maiyegun. How far now?
I am very well, Baba. Thank you.
No shele now.
It's just the same. Omo kidnap on your ledo, omo, you know, make news. So you know,
I didn't tell you.
You don't even make anything like really.
You know, say they've been kidnapped one lieutenant colonel like that for around, I think, for around Zamfara or so in the go Kanu.
Yeah.
But Sarah reporter post them. Somebody don't go comment say always posting fake news.
Exactly. You know, I said something about that. People trying to say, well, it's not the news. Is that the news? Show us something else. Tell us about the second Niger bridge. They kidnap or no number of people. You said people should talk about second Niger bridge. Like, who do you this thing? Baba?
Can you imagine?
People.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? People are not being. They are trying to inform you guys, but with all what is happening, you will still see some people with their full chest who come out and tell you, stop spreading fake news. What is fake? Wait, is it the kidnapping is fake news? Abi na the killing na be fake news? Abi na the prayer where you they pray make they no kidnapping na be fake? Which one? You see the lie where they lie with themselves. You see they can't lie, but where they lie with themselves. Mm-hmm. And when I want better Nigeria, you think you can get you? You think they wise?
You say they wise?
Eh?
You think they wise? Okay.
You see, God, Maiyegun.
But see, I remember some of these guys, some of these dumbos, who actually have no idea what they are doing. They are very young. Some of them are very young, in their 20s.
That is my problem.
Very young.
That is my problem.
Right? They were defending APC on social media. Just last week, one of them was all over the social media, how Igbos are this or that, how Biafrans are going to be this or that, how the Buhari is going to, that stuff. And they are normal nonsense, Abi. Now, before the news now broke that some people are kidnapped. And this guy was on social media crying and said that President Buhari, I need you to listen to my voice. My family members, four members of his family were kidnapped along that Abuja Kaduna train. The guy called look for sympathy, sha. The guy called the talk saying, this country, this insecurity, Baba, after the Kaduna, this thing or that, he no reach 2 days. He no rech 2 days, the guy don't go back to his bigotry.
I sabi the guy now. What's popping? Now he named that for Twitter. What's popping?
They always talking about that's what's popping. Another one again. What's popping? Say his old friend, his brother was taken. Another guy, one young guy, four members of his family, 4 were part of those Kaduna this thing. He didn't know at first. Go on.
It be like that one from Kano.
I think like so. That one from Kano. Something like that, yeah. The guy just screamed out at the point and said, President Buhari, I'm sending you this personal message. Who be this weary? You are sending personal message to Buhari.
You see that first video where you play about the Muslim ticket bar. You know, if you get what the guy talk, we are not being interpret give people that yesterday. The guy said something. He said, "Mu ba wai muna maganan makarantu ko maganan ayyuka da za su yi bane. Mu burin mu ga cewar Muslim ticket din nan mu ga cewar musulunci ta samu ɗaukaka." Do you know what he was saying? He was saying, we don't care about any work they will provide or building schools or whatever, anything that the government will do. They are not after that. What they are after is how they want to protect Islam. Now, Maiyegun,
you know what you're going to do for me, Ahmed? Thank God we are not doing the fundraiser tonight. I want to go into
Hausa Mufebi, so I want you to play that video a little bit.
All right.
I want to say something.
Oh yeah. Let's take a moment and do that.
Before you play, second before you play. Duk wanda yake nan Bahaushe kana kallon wannan program din. Ina son ka kalli wannan video. da Maiyegun yake so ya play. Maiyegun play this video. Let them listen to it. Let me say something about it.
Saboda haka wannan karar tarihi ne zai maimaita kansa wajen cin zaɓe idan Allah ya yarda. Kuma yanzu dimokuraɗiyya ake yi babu maganar soke zaɓe.
Dr. Abdulmutallib Muhammad Awwal shine coordinator na kungiyar malaman addinin musulunci shiya arewa maso yamma ya bayyana a makasudin shirya taron.
Wanda manufar mu shine mu musulmai ne kuma mu masu wa'azi ne, shi zaka tara malamai na kungiyoyi daban-daban da kuma malaman tsangaya da malaman zaure da malaman da suke hawa bari domin wayar da kan mutane dangane ga wannan aiki da muka sa gaba na tabbatar da zaben musulmi da musulmi abinda ake ce muslim ticket. Kungiyoyin da muka gayyata na addini sun kai kusan kungiya 75. musamman kungiyar izala ta Kaduna da izala ta Jos da kuma salafiya da kadiriya da kuma tijjaniya da JTI da M1 da Form 1 da sautin da'awa abin nan musulmin da'awa women in da'awa da kungiyoyi da yawa na mata da na maza gaba ɗaya kowane da kuma kungiyoyin yan uwanmu Yarabawa da suke da zaune a nan da kungiyoyin musulmai yan uwanmu Ibo da kungiyar limamai ma ta jihar Kano duka kowace kungiya mun taba ta saboda zama akwai kyakkyawan wakilci don a isar da wannan sako din. Babban abin da muka nuna malamai cewa shine ba wai magana bane mu zo mu yi maku titi ko kuma mu yi maku wani alƙawarin cewa za a ba ku mukamai ko ba shi bane. Abin da ake magana shine waye zai tabbatar da girman musulunci kuma ya ɗaukaka darajar addinin mu, ya mutunta addinin mu wannan dan takarar da aka zama tare da shi. Yayin da ya wulakanta addinin mu za mu ce mutane ba ma tare da shi. Amma babban abin da muke nuna mutane cewa shine musulmi a ko ina yake ya fi kafiri. Kuma in ka haɗa musulmai guda biyu za su baka nasarar da musulmi ɗaya ba zai baka ba. Shi yasa muke ta wayar da kan mutane dangane ga fahimtar wannan manufar tamu cewa lalle musulmai da muslim ticket wani abu ne babba da yake jihadi a wajen malamai.
Shugaban kungiyar Izala reshen jihar Kano Sheikh Abdullah Saleh Pakistan cewa yayi.
To an tattauna dai na farko akan tarihin yadda shi wannan dan takara ya daɗe yana da wannan yunwa ta maganar muslim ticket. An ga yadda ya haɗa takarar ribado da musulmi bai rabe daga can bangaren su, an ga yadda ya ɗaurewa takarar abiola da shi da baba gana kingibe, an ga kuma yadda ya yi nacin ya zama ɗan takarar.
Ahmed.
Maiyegun, I am here.
Loud and clear. Did you hear all of that?
Jama'a.
Go on.
Jama'a. Ku ji ƙarya. Kuna ji? Yanzu an fito muku da maganar muslim ticket. Muslim ticket. Ana so a rudar da ku da maganar muslim ticket. Akan me? Akan wannan Najeriyan da kun rantse Najeriya ƙasar ku ta gado. Ƙasar ku ta gado. Yanzu tambaya guda. Shin Buhari ba musulmi bane? NSA din shi ba musulmi bane? Chief of Army Staff din shi ba musulmi bane? DSS wannan din shi ba musulmi bane? Police Inspector General ba musulmi bane? Accountant General da ya kawo muku da ya saci biliyan nawa ba musulmi bane?
Ask them.
Wannan wani irin jahilci kuke jahiltan kanku ne saboda wai addinin da wa'annan tsinannun wa'anga malaman da kuke gani duk tsinannu ne. Na gaya na ƙara gaya. Malaman da suke Najeriya yau duk ɗan iska ne. Duk tsinannu ne, kowa ɗan yunwa ne, kowa yana neman inda zai ci abinci ne. Haka kuka samu ire-iren su Fantami suka dinga kuka lokacin Jonathan ana kashe musulmai. Yau Fantaminku yana commissioner, yana minister. An daina sace ku? An daina kashe ku? Suwa aka fi kashewa a Najeriya? 'Yan Arewa. Suwa aka fi sacewa a Najeriya? 'Yan Arewa. Kuma in za a duba yawancin musulmai ne. Amma kullum an dinga zuwa muku da wani irin rudani, amma da yake akwai dakikai marasa hankali cikin ku duba maganan da jakin ya gaya. Jakin ne wai ba a maganan wanda zai zo ya ba ku appointment ko kuma wanda zai gina muku makarantu ko wanda zai gina muku titina. A'a, wanda zai ɗaukakar da girman musulunci. Shin idan ba ka samu ilimi ba, ka samu damar ka je ka nema ilimi ba, akwai yanda za ka yi ka ci gaba da da'awa? Wannan wani irin rashin hankali ne kuke bi kuna bin wa'anga mutanen wa'annan dabbobin. Wa'annan mutanen it's obvious dabbobi ne, ba su da hankali. Ba su da hankali. Ku tambayi kanku, Najeriya ƙasar musulmi ne kaɗai? akwai fa Christians a eastern part of Nigeria. Idan kuna so Muslim, ku sa hannu a raba Nigeria, let everybody go his own way. Ku je can kowa ita Muslim, babu wanda zai rike ku. Amma maganan wani ɗan iska ya zo ƙasan da ana yin musulmi da Christian kusan 50-50 ne, amma wani shege wani dabba ya kawo muku yana cewa muku wai Muslim ticket. A ina ake haka musuluncin da take maganan adalci? A ina ake adalci? Wannan akwai adalci a cikinta? Babu adalci. Duk wanda zai bi gaskiya ka san babu adalci. Kasancewar mutanen nan ba ta ku suke ba. They don't care about you. Ba ta ku suke ba kwata-kwata. They are after their pocket. Domin aljihunsu suke. Malaman nan all of them ɗan yunwa ne. Dukansu suna da yunwa.
Amfani benefit is a Muslim that
dukansu malaman nan da kake gani.
As you have asked them, Baba.
Tsinannen gandujen nan da ya tara su. Ganduje da ya tara su. Malaman. Nan fa ganduje aka ringa ba shi dala yana sa a ƙarƙashin babbar rigan shi. Ganduje karɓan kuɗi yake akan ga bidiyo ya fito. Ganduje yana ansan dala. Amma wai ganduje ne yake so ya kawo muku magana Muslim ticket da yake akwai dabbobi a cikin ku, akwai dakikai jahilai marasa tunani, marasa hankali, marasa wayo, dabbobi, akuyoyi, jakai. Abadan Allah wannan ya ba hankali a cikin kwata-kwata ba hankali. Wallahi in ba ku gane ba waɗannan mutane suna playing ɗinku. Kuma wallahi 2023 ko Tinubu ko Atiku ko Obi ko ku je ku yi zaɓe. Wallahi kaɗan kuka gani bura uban da Buhari ya muku kaɗan ne. Sai kun ga bura uba shegiya za ku gani, asalin shegiya wannan kaɗan ne. Buhari ya muku wasa ne, wasa ya Buhari yake. 2023 ko wallahi ba fata bane, kawai abin da suka tsara muku ne, za ku ji jiki. Najeriya za ku ji jiki. Wallahi mutanen nan ba wasa suke muku ba. Ba kuna wayyo Allah ka kawo Allah kawo mana dauki ba, wallahi sai kun ci kutumar ku. Allah wallahi sai kun gaba da
exactly.
Sai kun gaba da no Allah my go make I interpret small
a little bit quickly.
Small,
thank you.
Small, a little bit. You see, now no matter where you person guys they tell them, because most of them, I know there are a lot of them that come on this program. They watch this program. But some of them, they use their bigotry to watch the program and they will never understand. But I feel some of them, if they could hear a voice like this coming out, probably they could relax and listen. I pray they do. Because Maiyegun, you wouldn't know. You are going fast. Probably you don't know. A lot of people watch you from where you don't even expect that they watch you. They see you, they watch you. What I'm trying to tell them here is, if they are talking about Muslim ticket, it shouldn't be someone like Ganduje. That it was obvious he was taking money. Does Islam tell us to do that? I am a Muslim.
It's haram.
Islam teaches you to be just and honest. All the things that Buhari has been doing, all the people that he has as assistant, AGF, NSA, DSS director, police IG, are they not all Muslims? What have they done to protect your faith as a Muslim? That you think someone coming to tell you that you need Muslim ticket. You don't need a road, you don't need a school, or you don't need anything. All you need is a Muslim ticket. Have you asked him, if you don't have education, how can you understand how things are being run in your life? If you don't have education. If you don't have route, how can you transport your food, go and pick up your food, take it and go and make money, or transport your children, or go to where you can make money if you don't have routes? How does Muslim ticket help in that? If it is not that you don't have sense of reasoning, you cannot think for yourself. You want to you just come because they say Muslim. Tell me, even though you are a Muslim, yes, you are a Muslim, but there are something in this world that continue running your everyday life. With the politics they are playing,
exactly,
is part of it. It is what is running your everyday life. So just bringing religion and not telling you what they want to do for you in your life, just telling you just vote Muslim ticket. How has it helped you? Because we know Buhari, every of the state, most of them are Muslims.
Yes.
So what has changed?
And they say
we have seen
Buhari, they say if you are a thief, the moment you get to Buhari and you say, Allah, Allah. I use Allah. Allah is my witness. That's all you need. It doesn't need anything else. You are good to go.
Maiyegun, see, you get something with it. I know say you go know that thing. If person go dey lie, go need lie. You know that kind of lie. You don't think
but you know he's lying.
We know we know all those things. The Pantamida was crying fire during Jonathan. Today, your Pantamida is part of
he's called himself a digital minister, big man.
He's the minister.
His wives are big women, like big madam now. Rich guys. Rich, wealthy.
Your minister, Pantami, is in charge of the arena, the stage that the terrorists are using to privatize or advertise their business.
All the cells, incubation cells, where they recruit and all of that people into their fanaticism. Pantami was one of them. He had mosque where he was recruiting people.
Yeah. Because if you are talking about communication, Pantami is in charge of your communication, and that is the exact thing that these terrorists are using to even let you know that they stole social person. They will come out, they will broadcast. Tell me if they are serious about you protecting Islam. If you are talking about Islam, most of the people that are being killed, are they not Muslims? Let's just even say that in the northern part. Go to Zamfara. How many Christians do you have in Zamfara?
You see that is a pandemic that you mentioned, Ahmed. This guy was praying in a mosque and asking Allah to destroy Jonathan and PDP because of the people that they have killed. That terrorists are killing in the north. You remember that video now?
Yes, of course.
Ahmed.
And tell me, after then, how many people have they killed? Do you know that the people they have killed under Buhari are more than what they have killed?
You didn't even let me finish. Today, that pandemic is the Minister of Communication. Is the guy who monitors our text messages, our emails, phone calls, registering your SIM card, and every location you might be. This guy has information of the terrorists making calls, collecting ransom from the family of their victims, and no single one of them have been arrested. Just for the optics, Ahmed, before you go, okay? You and I have spent a long time, but just for the optic of those who are listening to us, this was a pandemic in a mosque, pre-2015. The war, Alimajiri, Afa, pandemic, Isa pandemic, who is now called digital minister with so much money, properties for his family and his 2 wives in Abuja, in Dubai, and so many places. 7 years ago, pandemic.
Allahumma alayka bi PDP. Allahumma alayka bi PDP wa sa'ir al-jam'iyyat al-kafira. 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 Allahumma man kana fihim khair nas'aluka hidayatahum.
Ahmed, you there?
Yeah.
That is a pandemic 8 years ago.
Ga pantaminku. PDP kafirai. Shin su waye ne za PDP? Atiku da kuke so ku zabo kafiri kenan. Very simple. Atiku kafiri ne kenan. Ko kuma wanda suke malami su tambuwal su sauransu da suke bin shi duk kafirai ne ko? Ba ku da hankali. Wallahi ba tunani akan ku.
Ahmed, have a good evening, God bless you.
Say kunyiwayo. Una get sense. Una buka una where they from south. We una they see all these things. We una they act like say Nigeria will surely change. Nigeria will be great. Say your papa no think Nigeria will be great. You look buku. Your papa no think Nigeria will be great for 62 years. And surely buruku kaki. Nigeria will be great. Now that Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm taking another one just to manage our time. Our time is actually coming, getting out of hand now. So hello there.
Hey, Maiyegun General.
Baba, how are you?
Shame, Otojometa. This is Windy City.
The Windy City. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Compliment of the season. Oh, John. How are you, sir?
Same to you. How's your family?
I am still here.
Oh boy,
I'm surviving. You are just watching us from far. Are you that? I mean, have you been that busy? I've not seen much of you.
You see, first of all, and for the very first time, I don't have a response to your program in the last couple of weeks. Right. I don't have a response. It was paralyzed. Okay. After Bobo trip, princess, everything.
A lot of things we did in the last 2-3 weeks. I like that.
Yeah, actually, I'm okay. If this is the situation, our politicians are there in Gatun law, and they just chose to ignore it. That's number one. Number two, I'm sure I have 110% in you. I have that confidence in you. Do not let anybody coming through the back fence. Imagine anybody feel calling Yoruba Union. Don't let anybody.
It's never going to happen.
The reason why
if there is something that you can go to bed and be confident about, is that I would never be involved in anything that is not organized. I'll stay away. But you see this one,
I'm
never going to.
I wasn't actually referring to you. You see, because satellite, and I'm really proud of that woman. Anytime I go to Nigeria, I'm going to meet that lady, princess. Program here, the opening speech. Next time when she goes out, anybody. Because the reason why I was saying this, everybody to get so whatever they call them, they could see this when they embrace it, or because there's nothing in it for them. You see the reason why I can't say anything. You know Yoruba. Law. If you go on the street, everything, and you don't even have just a split second, nanosecond, like mention any of their program. I want Yoruba also.
I mean,
none. I understand. More understand. But why am I see everything? It doesn't cost you a dime. And we'll cut people in shit. That's it. Just call the. You see, yeah, there. So what really happened today? The terrorism. I think we have a problem. We do. Problem that the federal government, we know they are protecting the
murderers. I know. I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, they are protecting the Fulanis. Okay,
I call them the murderers.
But yeah, Fulani. Okay, yeah, well, yeah. The Fulani, they've now taken they are like 5 steps ahead. What they are now like hiring Yoruba indigenous. When you were talking about your brother being kidnapped, so now Yoruba, it's possible to get Yoruba lo kidnap, or they are working for this man or whatever they are working for.
The race. So Windy City. Quick one. Part of the propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah, part of the propaganda is that what if they don't kidnap our Yoruba? What if Toba J Yoruba? What if Toba J I want to kidnap our Igbo? What if Toba J Igbo? What if other people are like that? You see, these are called destructive strategy. They are not real. So they just plant them in your mind. That what if they are there? I wouldn't say there are no local collaborators. Sure, you get, Baba.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But you know, when they kidnap, I mean, we all know that for those who know Yoruba land, who grew up in Yoruba land in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, sir, Fulani speak Yoruba very well. You know that. The real Fulani who have been in some of our forests, they do.
Because
one of the things, one of the things that actually got us into this stage is this. We have Fulanis who grew up in Yoruba land, forest, and in city and all that. Sure, you get. When they were attacking Ebonyi State, Ebonyi State governor came out and he said, in their findings, they discovered that those who have been living in these communities, that people actually knew, they had to move away prior to those attacks that happened in those places. Because the reason why some of those external Fulanis, terrorists, and the rest of them are able to settle down in every forest in Yoruba land and all these places is because there are already those existing there. You get? So when you see them with other people, you just count them as, maybe they are the same thing. So speaking Yoruba does not rule it out or does not make our kidnappers this. Those who kidnapped my brother, they were 100% Fulanis who actually said they came from Katsina State. Do you understand? The person who led them, Aminu, his name was Aminu or something like that. He told my brother, and he said, nobody will come for you. Nobody will see us, okay? And if anything happen at all, and we get arrested, we'll be back into this same spot. So don't bother yourself trying to think you are smart. This were told my brother. Yeah? And this is my own personal experience. So I am going to say, we've seen people who have been arrested as well, sir. Quickly.
Go on. Yeah. Couple of my observation. Some Yoruba, they were caught. Where I was going with that story is like
those who are supplying them.
If there are Yorubas, they are not covered by the federal government. They are not Fulani. I want Yoruba to collab. Why don't the Yoruba government give them a death sentence immediate?
I know.
So nobody is not going to ask you not to do it. But if you get caught, it's a death sentence. Ambara wa shereni. You know the way they used to do it. Tole ba wala dubo.
And now, they fish him out. Say something. That's an idea. A lot is spread. And I'm happy that Yoruba Union could actually make that as part of our own security training and other stuff. If you see something, if you hear something, don't ignore. If it's strange in your community, call this number, pass this message, okay? We will ensure that people are able to share this because information alone is like the problem is going to be like half tackled. If they say we noticed that about 6 people, strange people on bike, and the way they were moving, they're moving like they don't belong to this community, and we saw them, rode past in a suspicious way. Now you pass that information to the right people, not police or anything. The right people pass it to the right people, and they will give them a trail or a chase until we are sure that whatever their mission was is not in Yoruba land that is just passing. If their mission is to harm anybody in Yoruba land, those information can actually nip those things in the bud. And that's why we would love Yoruba Union to be everywhere. Whenever people see something, when they hear something, they pass the information without endangering themselves or making themselves known of. You know what I mean now? When the information gets to the right place, we act upon them. If you see something, say something. Oh, please let me tell them, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole idea. And I really appreciate what you and what everybody is doing.
A lot of
people you understand. And on a lighter note, with what you are doing. So I will marry you, I will marry the coin. Princess, sorry.
And then we just go back to our own forebearers time, and then we enjoy your riches because you must be very, very rich to carry 2 powerful women like that as wives. You know what I mean? Sir? But anyway, thank you so much for the support as well, Baba. I appreciate you stopping by.
I need the Nigerian. If I think you have, I would WhatsApp you if you can give me the Nigeria account as well.
Oh,
please.
for our stuff, Abi, I will try and share that in the comment. We have decided to make it public, so that everyone else, instead of having to make a personal request, which I may not see or see in time, we've made it public on 2 occasions. I'll do same tonight, but we are not raising funds tonight. So
all right,
we can do that behind the scene until the next time. Windy City.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. I love you guys, man. Love everybody, man.
Cheers, man. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
That's a Windy City from Windy City, which is,
Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir. Báwo ni o?
Yeah. We thank God. Well done for the good job.
Oh, thank you so much for the support, sir. Baba.
God will be with you and your family.
Amen, and you too, sir.
And I'm using this medium to thank Mr. Ahmed too.
Ahmed.
Yes. So I pray God will continue to be with you guys all over in this 2023.
Amen.
So I just have 1 or 2 suggestions.
Please.
If you can help the audience that they are watching your program to work on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this go to you and Mr. Ahmed.
Okay.
So like tonight now, I really enjoyed the program because when you play a clip in Hausa and Mr. Ahmed come on board, he say he interpret it in Hausa to Hausa people.
Yes.
Because language is very powerful.
Very, very.
I'm from Yoruba. If someone want to communicate with me or I want to communicate to elderly person in Yoruba land or any maybe Yoruba
even outside
brothers
Yoruba
or
land,
sisters,
when you see Yoruba and you start a conversation or communication, you feel more convenient. There are some words that you'll be able to conveniently say in your language instead of looking or cracking your head for the right word in English. So Baba.
Yes. So I will be happy if once in a while, I know Mr. Ahmed have a tight schedule, but if they can help us, if they can help us once in a while, what you said on your program and they come on board, interpret it in Hausa. For Hausa brothers and sisters to hear that, this is not about religion. This is not about Hausa and Mola. This is all about your progress, your life,
your humanity, you as a person, as a
your
human
being. Yes. And what all these people are saying, they are saying it because of their own self-interest.
That's right.
Because what they want to gain.
They don't believe in religion themselves. Those ones who claim to be Muslims, they are not real Muslims. Those who claim to be Christians among them, they are not real Christians. Those who claim to be Northerners among them, they are they are like they are betrayers. Those who claim to be Southerners among them, they don't have any loyalty to the South. If you get tricked or lied to, or you start fighting based on what they say or who they say they are, you are not doing yourself any justice.
You are on your own.
Exactly.
So that is on you and Mr. Ahmed. Please help us work on that.
Thank you.
Okay, that is number 1. Then number 2, to our own fellow other people at home that they are supporting Obi. Yes. Whether you are Igbo, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba. And you are supporting Obi. Don't forget the history in 2015. When all these politicians, like, for example, Obasanjo, Tinubu, and other stakeholders like that, they support Buhari. They are not supporting Buhari because they want change, because Jonathan is not doing well. they are supporting Buhari because they have a deal with Buhari that, okay, if you become a president, don't forget our oil block. Oh, don't take it from us. Oh. Don't forget this farm. Oh, don't take it from me. Oh. They just renew the agreement. The same thing that is happening here. Obi, that all these chief politicians they are supporting. They are not supporting. They are sponsoring.
They are hiding behind the momentum, claiming to be planning to save us. At the end of the day, if he enter and we start crying again, then somebody else will rise up again later and say he wants to save us again. Everybody they save us, can't they rape us, can't they rip us off? But at some point, we should get tired. I am tired, and I don't have anything to share.
Yes,
I don't have anything to.
Yes, I'm tired too.
I'm tired.
So, if they want to, okay, we want fear, we want our country to be changed. Why can't you support a neutral person that don't run after all these street politicians? Like Showore, you can support him. But the system will not allow him also to do anything. So God will be with us. Thank you, my brother.
So
that is all for now.
I said, sir, if anybody tells you, if you say, oh, I support Yoruba nation, for example, right? And somebody says, you are just wasting your time. That thing is not going to happen now. It may not happen another 10 years, 20 years. Just tell them that, Baba, if I am going to honestly and loyally waste my time preaching the importance of Yoruba sovereignty, autonomy, and progress, development, and everything, for the rest of my life, I will have no regret than to waste my life and keep telling myself that we want to rescue Nigeria, we're going to make Nigeria great, and the rest of that. Then 20 years down the line, I will look back and say, is either I have joined them or I have become a victim of trying to rescue something that doesn't need rescued, but complete smashing. So me, I'll waste my time doing preaching on this, and all of the people who want to waste their time, and who also think they want to rescue Nigeria, I think we can compare the time we've wasted in a few years' time. I will never waste my time on Nigeria anymore. Not me. Bless you, sir. So you should have a good one. Okay, let me take this call in a jiffy as well. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Thank you for everything you are doing.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in as well.
Sorry,
I've just received the news. They said that about 32 people have been confirmed to be kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists at Tommy Kimi train station in Igube in Edo State. Continue, sir. I just thought you said that before we should.
Okay. I really appreciate what you are doing, trying to educate us about Nigeria. But I just have some things, because right now, the truth about it, Muslim and Muslim ticket is bad. We know the history of Atiku. We know that is just bad news. You understand? We know about Peter Obi.
Yes.
For me, it's not the sense. Understand? It's not the one that will take us to promised land. But we need to understand something that we need to start from somewhere to be able to get there. It's just when Nnamdi Kanu was trying to, we want our own Biafra, which is good. I like that because I know that there is no how Nigeria can grow without us dividing. We may have different regions, but we can't grow with this current constitution. We can't grow with that.
No,
but now, mind you, going after Harry, we want Biafra, why not let us start from our local government chairman, governors? Understand? They give them money. They give them money to do roads, catch them, burn their houses. If you start from somewhere, we will get results.
You're still talking about burn one, when we are trying to build, if we catch them.
No, I know.
Continue. I'm following you. I'm with you. Go on.
But because I live in like
we should face them, deal with them, and make them responsible for us, right? And
yes,
then I'm with you.
I was born in like Bauchi State.
Oh,
I know like how many times that we need to leave like our house at night, running away because of fight somewhere or
all that.
Something that we have no like business with. You know, sometimes they like burn houses, they burn our cars. So, you know, I know that we can't just change overnight.
I know.
You know, but like we need to start from somewhere. We all know that Story right now doesn't have the like chance.
I know.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Understand?
Of course.
It doesn't have the chance. So it's good. Let us vote someone at least that will like give us breathing space.
At least
for us to keep on fighting. Because we need to like keep on fighting. If we are not alive, we can't fight.
That's true. That's true.
Because if we mistakenly put Tinubu,
Baba,
you know, you will like
for those who haven't jackpot, when Tinubu enter, you better start working hard on your jackpot, or better still, you must get yourself prepared for the double of what Bokwari unleashed on you. I deal with you, my brother, but there's something I want to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. You know one thing, there's something I want to say, and even out of all of that, okay, you see, your argument is so smooth. Do you understand? When you are dealing with a system that is you know, only sort of filled with some corrupt people, right? Is different from dealing with a system that is built on falsehood, corruption, and imbalance. Okay? Now, what that does to us is this. Even when you have good intention, you get, before APC came, Jonathan was a darling, was he not?
Yes,
but you see, the moment they decided that this is it, we are going to go rogue, religious, tribal, and this or that. I mean, you witnessed 2015, right? It was the was the most toxic, the most divisive, the most vile political experience ever in Nigerian political history.
Yeah.
I'm not too old. I'm not too young too. I have witnessed this democracy from 1999, Baba. I have never seen anything. So what we have witnessing in Nigeria today is the division brought by APC to the point that within a space of 2 years, Jonathan became a monster that eats children alive. According to these guys. Nothing else about him makes any sense anymore. To this day, there are still educated people that are repeating some of the propaganda of 2014, 2015 about Jonathan. To this day. Do you know that?
Yes, I know that.
That is to tell you that even when you have good intention, here you get, the system is not built to allow that.
To like help you.
Here you get. So the system is built on the back of impunity, inequality, and the blood of other people that you can say injustice. Here you get.
No, I get that.
So I haven't finished. I haven't finished. That is when, if you now take a look at Buhari in 2015, there are people who say confidently they knew Buhari was going to be a disaster. They are not disappointed. But guess what?
There
are other people who believe that Buhari being the president alone, there are some certain things that will just fall in place, even without him doing anything, because of the personality they built for him, which was fake. All these things, right? They will become they will start unraveling when the power switch. So why is Obi different today? It's because, right? Well, is that a past record that some people are saying that they are so incredible compared to the characters that are running with him. That's the judgment here, right? It's not that he is perfect, but when you put him at the same pedestal with all these guys, you could build something on him, making everybody forget the fact that it is not so different from when Buhari was thought to be all we needed was a leader. Just one person, and everybody else will follow. Do you get that now?
Buhari own was quite different. I don't know why
don't like anybody comparing Buhari with anybody. I understand, but it is because Buhari has unraveled. Sure, you get what I'm saying to you today.
I don't know why people are so surprised because he was once a military general. We know what he did then.
I know.
Anyway,
go on. I'm just trying to say. See, I agree with you 100%. Right? You have every chance.
Because
to say.
I love Nnamdi Kanu. I do listen to it teaching. But the only thing, everything he has said, I do agree with him 100 and something percent. Okay. Understand? But when it comes to his action, for me personally, I just believe that from grassroots before federal government, because for me, people that is killing us in Southeast, it's not federal government. It's
not federal. State government.
No. Because when I was in Bauchi State, you know that when you come to campaign, if you go to villages that there is no a house with
no real development or something, yeah? Like all this.
Yes, but you must see roads leading to that village. Smooth roads. You must see boreholes. Understand? Because my parents was delivered school bent then. So we do go to inside all these villages.
The communities, the interior.
Yes. Because if you come now, you tell them, give me your vote. They will give you. They will give you. But if you do not give them that road or something, the next time you come, they will stone you. They will stone you physically. It's nothing they will stone you. So that you see that
we should be holding our own people responsible, not everything Nigeria. I agree with you 100%.
From state level first, local government level first.
Hold them responsible. Don't give excuses for them.
Federal government even, So that is my own.
No, it's lovely. It's lovely. One thing is this, right?
Opinion, because I just want us to continue fighting.
Yes.
That's why I want us to continue fighting.
I'll tell you something, brother. I'll tell you something, right? I'll tell you something, okay?
Yes.
There is a saying that there are many ways to kill a cat. Sure you get.
Definitely.
So as long as this monstrous giant system is completely defeated, okay, it's a good thing to attempt. But at the same time, I am also counting on the obedient on the side. Me, I'm not one of them and all of that. But I love the fact that they tend to be the new karma for the establishment that seems to have conquered all of us in their mind. Sure you get. And this time around, these are the people who wants to fight them without picking up the guns or anything. By using the same system to fight the same system. I wish you all the best in a way. Or the concern is that I wish them rather all the best, because if they could pull it off, they will have to rewrite the history. That's what they're about to do.
Definitely.
Rewriting the history means status quo won't remain the same. It won't be perfect, but things won't remain as they are, they are anymore. I will agree with you.
Yes.
But at the same time, I am going to hold my breath, because when the system fights back, I hope there will be enough resistance to subdue the system. Then you get to see that we're likely going to be on the same page. Because you know why? Obi said, if he becomes the president of Nigeria, he is not going to shoot people for asking for their own country. He is going to engage them. That is Obi talking. When he becomes president, it's a different thing. Nigeria is a project for the owners of Nigeria. There are ways where he himself... Now, you see, there are things to look forward to inside Obi as well, myself. But because I understand the system, I will never be one of those to build people's hope and say, that will be everything he's saying, especially this one he said here and there, because I know it. You know it, okay? Even if he has good intention, it is a different ball game.
He cannot do everything he say. There's something they cannot allow him to do.
To be once beaten, brother, to be once beaten is twice shy. I will never fall into the category of those who build hope on any of them. But I actually want to witness it. Let's see the clash and see how it goes. Do you get that now?
Okay,
I'll be rooting for the obedience.
Other people chance.
Sure you get. I will always be rooting for them. I want to see what the karma looks like if it's ever going to happen.
Okay,
brother.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much too.
Yeah.
You have a good one and stay safe. Okay. I have another caller, and I am going to take this account off now. Anyone who is intending to help us or support us in our fundraiser through the Nigerian account, use that information that I left on the screen for the past 10-15 minutes. It's gone now. Okay. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Baba.
How you doing?
Very well. I'm surviving. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm so happy I was able to.
Well, I'm happy that you're able to get through. Compliment of the season.
Yeah. Same to you. Well, I don't just want to mention my name anyway, but
right.
I'm trying to take my message back home.
Oh, are you?
Because this kidnapping incident.
Right.
I would say it happened close to my state.
Right.
So the government itself, they know what is going on about all that kidnapping incident going on in that area between Abraka train station and the rest of the train station in Delta State and Edo State.
And Edo.
They know everything. Even in Abraka itself, I'm going to use Abraka as an example. It was about 3 failed attack on that train station. They closed that one down. They weren't operating that anymore.
And the one in Ogube now,
when you look,
they have shut down since yesterday now.
Yeah. So if they already have 3 failed attacks in Abraka, why don't beef up the security of all the train stations around Edo and Delta State? They will not.
They won't.
Because they are all on it. They are all cashing out on all this stuff that is going on. They are all cashing out.
You know, one of the things that somebody said, they said that if you see police or military military checkpoints along Gore, going to Benin, from Benin going to Warri or Delta, Abraka and all these areas that you are saying, right? Just know that the kidnappers' base is not always far-fetched from there. That shocked me. And this is coming from those who have experienced them in today's Nigeria. Abba?
Do you know that these people will kidnap people from Abraka? And the next place the victim will find themselves is in Jesse.
Jesse?
Walking them through the bush. From Abraka to Jesse, look at that distance.
And is that still in Delta as well?
That is in Delta. If they kidnap you from Abraka, you will find yourself either Jesse or you will find yourself in the reserve between Abraka and Edo. There is a big land there. It's a government reserve. People used to work farms in those areas before.
Farms, yeah.
But it's all dominated by the Fulani.
So somehow, people even know their locations. That if people gather together from Abraka alone, and then from the end of Edo, and they just say, okay, we are going to meet in the middle, 10,000 men and women. Oh yeah, we want to sweep this forest. You go end up like say they catch
even the government, the police stations around there, they know the location of those people. They know. They know. They know. It's terrible. But one thing I want to say is I want to talk to my Edo brother.
Please. Because
it's a lot of them in UK siding Atiku, trying to bring Atiku to power. And it's another of our Edo brother. I've forgotten his name, but you keep making video about Nnamdi Kanu did this, Nnamdi Kanu did that. I don't know what Nnamdi Kanu did to you people.
JJ or something, I don't know.
I want to think it's wounded civilian or it's called. I can't remember if that's actually the name. I don't know what Nnamdi Kanu did to you. Because Nnamdi Kanu has been saying all these things that is going on. You are in Europe, you have a good life, you are enjoying good life. Okay, now it's in your state. What will you do? One day they will call you to that they kidnap your aging mother if you have one. Or one person in your family that you should bring money. You know, when people see the truth in Nigeria, they will not say it.
No.
And people in diaspora that have platform, you collect little money, you just lose your senses. How much are they going to give to you? It's sad.
It is. And thank you so much for calling in, especially
Maiyegun, thank you so much for the good work you are doing. You are doing a good work. Keep hitting the nail on the head.
I will. I won't stop. And thank you so much as well for coming on there to validate some of this information first. And stay safe, so that you come back to us safe
thank you
as well. All right. All the best. Have a good one. So that's a member of the Temple of Truth from Delta State. We just returned back home from the UK. I bet for the holiday. Everybody who is in Nigeria right now on holiday with your family members and all of them, just be careful. Okay. Hello there.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. How are
good
you?
Afternoon. Good morning.
Oh, good
I'm
morning
good
to you.
Yes.
Is that
Yes, sir.
call from
This
Canada
is
or something?
Adewale.
Go on.
Yes.
Is
This
it?
is Adewale, the African Wahala.
Adewale the Prince. How are you, sir?
Yeah, my brother. I'm good, bro. What's going on, man?
Well, I mean, same old. As we say it around there, they'll say, "How's it going?" You say, "Well, same old, just same old."
Yeah.
So how is it over
Same
there?
old, bro. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. You know, we are still keeping our eyes on the. Yeah, same to you, brother. We're keeping our eyes on the Nigerian news. We saw that Atiku Abubakar, he relocated from his base in Dubai to London, England for medical treatment. Then, while supposedly on his bed in London, he puts out a tweet about, some people were kidnapped in Edo State. We condemn this at the highest level. But the only problem I have with that tweet is there is no AA at the end.
So which means he didn't tweet it.
That means it's a fake tweet, from a fake individual that relocated from his base in Dubai, where he has mansions from
Prince,
stolen money.
Prince Adewale, yeah. You know what somebody said?
Yes, bro.
Somebody said that somehow, it is like we are being kind of unfair. Every time we try to expose the health condition of Tinubu, and then we ignore that of Atiku. They said that Atiku himself is sick. Oh, now packaging. That if you get to dim the searchlight, the discovery will shock all of us. Now then I can't realize, say, wait, even the football age, political football age, Atiku is quite older than Tinubu. So if he is also suffering from any ailment, I beg, what is it they are not telling us? So now that you are mentioning that again,
Baba,
Baba, it better move mention and well, go on, Baba.
These people, say they be cartel. They, like you always describe, this is El Chapo in the Nigerian version.
Kind of,
right? These are like the highest level of toughened criminals. But the only difference is they are not even tough. They are still cowards. Because real criminals from real countries that steal real money, these clowns that call themselves our politicians, they will worship them. They will kiss their ass.
I know.
So they are nobodies. They are just able to ride us because of the way they have put us in poverty for so long, completely destroyed our self-esteem. You find our people calling these criminals, mommy, daddy, daddy, let me carry your bag. Let me be your PA. That's what it's turned us to, bro. Disgusting.
And they want us to remain never ambitious. Stay in that same box they put you. Baba, we are just like this. It's like this. They are boxes, right? So now they put us in there. Say, hey, you stay in there. That's it. Don't say anything. Don't ask questions. No objection. No view. Once we put you in that box, just stay there. If you start asking questions, right, you are violating the traditional norm. Okay, you could be casted and all of that. But I'm glad today that the young people are resisting being put in a box. A lot of them, they don't want to be put in a box. So if they get the right information, I bet you, right, we can all of us, when we get older than this, those who are coming after us, right, they will be more resistant than us. Because you can tell, some of them with the right information, like you and I, that were put in these boxes for decades until we came out of it and said, no, I'm not going to stay in that box again. there will be massive soldier of young people that will no longer want to live by the societal dictates that make many of us to worship our oppressors. They will ask questions. They won't stay in that box. And that should be our own job. If I die tomorrow, I think I'm going to die an happy man that I've been able to convince one or two people to leave that box they put them in. You don't belong there. Come out of it. Challenge them. And that can be done. The more we live, the longer we live, and the more younger people who have access to this. Baba, I like that narrative.
I think we're doing it. I think we're doing a good job, bro. That was a great analogy. That was an awesome analogy with the box. Thank you so much. I was going to say one final thing. Please. Man, shout out to my beautiful sister, Princess Balogun. Thank you so much for all what you've been doing. Thank you so much. God bless you. Looking forward to working with you and everybody else to move Yoruba Union forward. My brother Ahmed, I would like to connect with Ahmed, man. I'm going to scroll through your comment section on Facebook to find Ahmed. I'll send him a friend request.
See, Prince, go to the Telegram, if you want to connect with anybody who is serious about this issue of Yoruba nation, sovereignty, autonomy, development, connection, networking, and the rest of that, as a Yoruba man, even as a non-Yoruba person, sir, do not underrate that Telegram. It is loaded with the real Yorubas who are not just talkers, Baba. They are doers. Okay? Don't stay on Facebook. Don't stay on YouTube. Go on to that Telegram. Sniff around.
I need to.
Sniff around. And then you see the right people. I'm talking about right people here. Right people for whatever you are looking for. In making your own contribution towards what we are doing. Baba, check it out. I mean, I'm going to see you there anyway.
I will. I have to. I will. I have to apologize. I'm supposed to be more seen on the but I often forget that I even have Telegram on my phone. But I'll be there.
It used to be like that until Mr. Taiwo Oladele, the man who is now in charge of our acting registrar and data bank manager. But you don't hear that title before. Correct stuff.
I never hear him.
We have somebody who is like is like a workaholic, wacko jacko, that kind of thing, right? When it comes to collecting data, putting everybody on their toes. Have you done what you say you are going to do? Have you done what you said?
Okay.
Baba, I will do it. I told you I will do it. I just give me some time until you do it. Oh, Taiwo won't leave you. So now, we have people like that who are now popping up and all that. You meet them. Go on to the Telegram, Baba.
That's awesome.
So it made me value the Telegram today. We are now nearly almost 600 on the Telegram. We have 2 arm of our supposed directorate that are going to handle our programs. 2 of them have been sort of set up right now. Education and the Nigeria coordination and the coordinators. Baba, is happening. Please check it out.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll be there. And everybody, click on the like button, please. Do it right now. Click on the like button. Let's get our brother Maiyegun to 1,000 people quickly. Click on the like button right now. Thank you.
God bless you, the Prince.
Yes, sir.
Africa Wahala is better known and called African Wahala, by the way. But if you call him Prince Adewale, you are not mistaken. Okay. You will not be wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I think our time should be in a way rounded up now. I know a lot of people are trying to still call in. Okay. So tomorrow, we are going to have Queen Bee back here, Princess, if you are watching, any of our new donations and anything, please let me know. From my own side, I have received close to another 1 million naira if you convert it to Nigeria money. So somehow, we are making a lot of progress. So we are using today as a break. Tomorrow we're going to come back again. Okay. You know what? Something. Princess was talking to me and she was worried. She said, Maiyegun, I am worried about something. And somehow I think you are the only one who could, sort of take care of my worry. I said, what's the worry? Princess. And she said, I don't know, I'm worried that we are going to suffer what is called donor fatigue. Okay, I know donor, I know fatigue. They are not good, right? Where people get so tired of doing the same thing again and again. And I said, listen, princess, we are not like any other platform, okay? This is not a platform where people are cajoled to do something. This is a platform where people actually ask that they want to do something. And all they need is, please, let's coordinate it. We want to do something. This is not us saying, please come and do something. And the rest of that, I said, what we have, or what we're going to have, is not going to be donor fatigue. We are going to have avalanche of supporters, donors, who are not just going to be contributing cash. They are going to be contributing kind, time, and so many other resources that is going to be useful for this whole project. I said, princess, you should just get yourself so ready for a big, busy 2023. Because the more you deliver, the more the avalanche of that trust, of that support, the more they will come your way. So if you have anything to worry about, I would say you should worry more about those you want to hire to work with you in delivering all of this. Give me 1 second.
اللهم عليك بPDP اللهم عليك بPDP وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة 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 اللهم من كان فيهم خير نسألك هدايتهم ومن كان
Allahumma APC that destroy APC. Amen. Allahumma Allah destroy PDP in the name of PDP. Allah. Amen. Allahumma Allah destroy APC in the name of Allah. Amen. Amen. No. Anyway. So tomorrow, like I said, we're going to come back here, do our own account, go ahead whatever we can do with whatever we can do. And at the same time, report back to those who actually want to. You know what I mean? Somebody like myself, I can't wait to see the outing where the school children, they will be singing Yoruba anthem, waving all of their books, happy and joyous, pay some school fees of some school children. Just make everybody see our present. Tell them about that, about our mission. Their parents and everywhere plant our seed of Yoruba Union across Yoruba land. In the next few days, we might actually start the registration of Yoruba Union. And once it is registered, Omo Otibereniya. So, princess, I told her today and she said, Maiyegun, this is all I wanted to hear. I don't know where this is coming from. I just felt like, what if our people just stop supporting? What if the people just stop donating? What if people support? I said, princess, where is that coming from? Come on. So when I told her that you are not going to have any donor fatigue, you are going to get avalanche of donors that at some point, you yourself will be like, or maybe like I said, they don't, I mean, these people have already outlined what my destiny is, my future project and everything is, my life. This is my life. And then we hope you won't run away from us when it becomes so much. So yeah, think more about those you are going to work with. Think more about those who are going to help you make this happen. Let us worry about the resources that is going to actually take you there. We will worry about that, okay? And tomorrow, we're going to continue from where we stopped at the last time. I hope you enjoy your evening, okay? I'm going to see you some other time. And if you're just joining us, take your time and watch this from the start again. And if you have been there all night, don't leave without liking the broadcast. Subscribe to my channel, okay? I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to, I mean, it should come naturally. But again, it is all voluntary, okay? I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe, and stay alive because we need ourselves, all right? We're not going to die until we make a difference, okay? You're not going to leave us until you make an impact and make a difference, Abi. Then join us. And I'll see you some other time. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Onikan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.